Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept you're like a focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Short Sport by King David Jordan.
My name is MC Twice, and I would like to welcome you to the King Boat Sports Show.
Let's do it a little different today. Bo, tell them what's going on the show today. Tell them what's going on the show today, Bo. Go ahead, tell them what's going on the show today. Go ahead. I gotta unmute you, Bo. You can't do it because you muted. You can't do it because you muted. You gotta mute yourself. There we go. Let's see. Mute sounds. How do you mute it? Okay. All right, go ahead, Bo. Tell them what's going on the show today. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, on today's show, we're going to discuss who is to blame for the Lakers' tumultuous ending in the playoffs for 2 consecutive years in a row to the Denver Nuggets. Is it Rob Pelinka? Is it Darvin Ham? We'll find out about that. We're going to go also a little depth, the youth movement into the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs, the youth. We're talking about the New York Knicks. We're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Denver Nuggets, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Indiana Pacers. All of these teams are very young and they are still playing for the Larry O'Brien Trophy, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to deep dive also into the WNBA, the Caitlin Clark effect, the Angel Reese effect, and you already know the Camila Cardoso effect, versus the rookies coming in, bringing in the ratings. Will it be better for the league? How will they fare? Is it better to show Caitlin Clark and not Angel Reese and Cardoso, or vice versa? Cardoso, Clark, and Reese. I would love to see that game on TV. But let's see how this is going to turn out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited about the show. Went home last week back to Dublin, Georgia. Had a great time with family and friends. A couple of kids graduated from college. Very beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get crunk. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Bo, you're a natural, man. You're a natural. You're a natural. You know what I'm saying? You might be in the wrong field, Bo. You might be in the wrong field, sir. You might be in the wrong field. You are a natural, my guy. A natural. You know what I'm saying?
You know, King, before I started playing sports, I used to look at ESPN when it first started out. When I was about a 10-year-old kid, I loved watching sports broadcasters, man. That was my thing, just to sit back and watch them perform talking about sports on ESPN. So I used to love it. I got away from it, started playing, but at the end of the day, man, I enjoy talking about sports, and I try to be real with it. A couple of things I didn't discuss. We may have a special guest on the show, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared for that if that happens. Along with Bronny James coming to the NBA and the LeBron James effect with Bronny James coming to the NBA, because I know he kind of wants them to play on the same team, so that's going to be interesting. So, King, how you doing, buddy? How's life treating you and the family?
You know, I'm alive. My family's alive.
Hey,
I'm glad I'm alive. Sometimes I wonder.
While I was home, King, I went to Howard Chapel United Methodist Church. That's the church that I'm a member to. And I carried a conversation with a couple of guys over there in the neighborhood. When I walked out of church, I said, "Man, how you brothers doing?" He said, "Man, I'm horizontal." And when he said that, he basically said the same thing you said in a synonym form of it. Hey, I'm alive. And I looked at him and I said, "That's right, my brother, because a lot of us ain't here. So if we still here in that number, that's a beautiful thing."
It's definitely a beautiful thing, man. It's definitely beautiful. Man. It's good to see you. I'm glad you had safe travels, man. You didn't link up with your boy, but that's okay. I was busy. It wasn't your fault this time. It's really me. This whole week, this week has been amazing. It's been busy. Like I said, I've been like, oh, hey. But you know, I feel good. I'm glad to be alive. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you on the King Bo Sports Show. We're glad that you guys are participating, sitting, chilling with us, and here watching the show with us. Also joining us on X, on YouTube, on Facebook. Oh man, on social media. Man, I had a crazy conversation. I hope my guest comes today because we had a crazy conversation dealing with this Angel Reese thing. And I really want to start with that, but I'm gonna hold off because just in case she comes in later, we'll come back to it. But y'all gotta hear because Facebook has been going crazy about some of my comments on Angel Reese. And people have been trying to understand what I've been saying and what I've been going for. Cause they think I don't like her, boy. I like the girl. She cool. We just have some fundamental differences that I believe that, just fundamentally we have some differences on. But we'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to start with none other than my LA Lakers. I don't know if you guys heard the news about Darvin Ham being let go. They let him go, Bo. He out of here. The Lakers have fired Darvin Ham. And right now, when we're looking at everything that's going on, we have to ask a question. We have to ask a legitimate question. And the legitimate question is, did the Lakers, did they make the right decision? Or did they blame somebody, Bo, that they should not have blamed in Darvin Ham? Is he the scapegoat for what happened with the Lakers this year? As you know, Rob Pelinka is the GM. GD Buss is acting president. So the question is Rob Pelinka more to blame than Darvin Ham for the Lakers' lack of winning championships? What's your question? You got a big old smile on your face. I know you guys want to say on this. What do you think about this, Bo? What you got?
Well, I think he plays a part. I'm going to say he's 49% of the issue of that, King. I'll say Darvin Ham is the other 51%. Although they did get rid of Darvin Ham, they gave him a soft landing along with the entire coaching staff. I think Rob Pelinka should be on the hot seat as well. If they're going to decide to keep him, I think he should really be evaluated at the end of the year next year just to see exactly where the Lakers are and if they're in a position where they want to be based on his tutelage of being the GM. I think he should be, if not on the hot seat, his seat definitely should be warm. There's no doubt about that. But I will say this about Darvin Ham, and this is the thing that I really believe that got Darvin Ham termed as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. AD makes roughly $40.6 million a year. LeBron makes $47.6 million a year. The Lakers are sixth in the NBA at 118 points a game. That's good. That's good. The Lakers can score. They can score with the best. They shot 49.9% from the field this year. Almost one out of every two shots that the Lakers shot, they almost made that basket. A team that shoots that well, you would ultimately think that they will have a chance to legitimately to host the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I'm telling you, one out of every two shots is phenomenal in the NBA. But the problem with the Lakers is the Lakers was 10th in turnovers. They turned the ball over 10th most in the NBA, which is not good. They turned the ball over at an astounding rate of 13.4 turnovers per game. And the Lakers rank in the bottom third of the NBA with turnover as far as points given up against. The Lakers gave away roughly 117.4 points a game, ranked at number 23, which is not good. The only team that was worse was the Washington Wizards at 123 points per game. The best team in the NBA this year, defensive-wise, they're still playing. Actually, they're undefeated in the playoffs, and they're the Minnesota Timberwolves at 106.5 points a game. So that's what they give away per game. So they're a very good defensive team, and they're still playing. But the Lakers are the total opposite, next to worst in the NBA, with giving up 117.4 points per game. Also, the Lakers are second worst in the NBA, giving up roughly 13.7 threes per game. The only other team is worse than the Lakers is the Utah Jazz, and they're giving up 14.7 threes per game. So our perimeter defense is horrible. We give up basically almost 40 points a game just with other teams shooting threes against us. So that tells me that our backcourt defense is very, very lethargic. And I think that's what got Darvin Ham out of LA. I think it was his defense on the perimeter. And I also think it was the turnovers. Those are the two key stats where the Lakers are ranked near the bottom of the NBA. And those are the two key stats that hurt the Lakers the worst.
Okay, so So you're in sense. So you're in essence saying that the reason Darvin Ham didn't make it, that you think. Well, the question is Pelinka more to blame than Darvin Ham, or is the Lakers' lack of success really an effect of Darvin Ham, or is it kind of the same? Is it both of their
Well,
situations?
well, if you take a look at it, I look at it from a Palinka standpoint. I think his seat should be warm. Darvin Ham is paid to coach the team defensively. Those numbers basically discusses that they're in the bottom half, bottom third, and also the bottom 75% when it comes to giving up points and perimeter defense. Now, on Palinka's side, you flip the coin on his side. I basically discussed with AD making 40.6 and LeBron making $47.6 million a year. He's the one who negotiates these salaries based on what he can do with the salary cap, because there is a such thing out there called the luxury tax. So as a result, with Palinka, he's paying these two players over 40 plus million dollars a year to perform, to do well, and he's not winning. And Ham took the seat this year because of the defense, but next year it's going to be on Palinka, because the Lakers have something that they need to really, really evaluate overall. They need to take a look to see, is AD and LeBron worth paying 97 or $98.2 million together per year without hosting the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and ultimately that falls on Mr. Rob Pelinka. And if Mr. Pelinka cannot figure out how to incorporate a championship with D'Angelo Russell opting out and he's replacing people, putting the moving parts together to make it stable for the puzzle to be successful, then that's why I'm saying the Lakers should have him on a warm seat as well next year. It doesn't matter who the coach is. And if he doesn't perform next year, if the Lakers doesn't take a deep run into the playoffs, then I can see the Lakers really, really thinking about moving on from Rob Pelinka as well, because they're paying two people roughly $98 million a year. And these are two A1 guys in the NBA, and they're not winning championships. We'll get in a little bit more about the LeBron situation, how I feel about him when we talk about the NBA youth movement. But I will say this about the Lakers and Rob Pelinka. The pieces that he have put together, they're not performing. Ham to the Heat this year, I think he may be in trouble next year if he doesn't replace D'Angelo Russell with somebody who can come in and play good perimeter defense.
I hear what you said. Darvin Ham says he's head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers for 2 seasons. I think his record was 90-74, and playoff record was 9-12. Those aren't horrible numbers. You know, those are. I get, according to the Lakers standards, they are, because the Lakers are pretty much every year they're in a position where it's win a bust, like a championship or bust, right? Especially when you have a player like LeBron James, Anthony Davis. It's pretty much you're thinking, hey, we're going to be in the runnings every year to win championships, and it's championships or bust. This year he had a great, well, it really wins and losses. It was a successful season, but it only equated to him being in the play-in tournament rather than him being a top seed, six a higher seed where they were guaranteed. And once again, through the play-in tournament, they were able to make the playoffs. Last year, going through the play-in tournament, you know what happened. They made it to the Western Conference Final from the play-in tournament under Darvin Ham's tutelage. I think, did he get some unfair criticism? Yes, but I think the hand that he was dealt was already kind of stacked against it to begin with. I think he's about as lame a duck coach that you could be in the NBA, because he had to go against LeBron. You know what I'm saying? The LeBron machine. You had other things going on. So I think in this instance here, I kind of sympathize a little bit, empathize with Darvin Ham for Darvin Ham for being having to go through that situation, because I really don't know if he had complete control, or if he had complete say so in the as the coach of the Lakers. You know, and he was being I feel like he was undermining the entire season by players. Some I agreed with, some I disagreed with. Even for the first game of the season, if you remember the first game of the season, LeBron was standing like, hey, I could do more than just stand up here at the top of the key and be a three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? I'm LeBron James. You know, so he was complaining early in the season about usage, and I think that's something we'll talk about a little bit more. We talk about should they resign LeBron. But at the end of the day, when Darvin Ham got fired, the question is, Was he a lame duck? He was a lame duck coach. Really kind of there, right? It really kind of was written on the wall, and it kind of was set up for him, to be honest with you, kind of was set up for him to fail. With the team, I got what the team said, hey, we want another year to play together, to get some camaraderie together with our coach. We had a lot of injuries. Again, he dealt with a lot of injuries this year. He never had his full deck of cards. He had never had his full team. When he did have his full team, a lot of people, including myself, questioned his lineup and who was bringing in and out of the lineup to in the games. So, but at the same time, though, I like to judge a man based on a man having full control. I like to judge him based on him making a decision to have full autonomy for his team. I never felt like he was fully in control or that he was fully able to navigate the Lakers because he had so many outside sources and so many different people that he was trying to please within the organization, outside of the organization. So, do I think he has a lot of responsibility? Yes. You gotta remember, he's a rookie head coach, right? This is a rookie head coach. He's not an established coach. He's not Greg Popovich. You talk about a rookie head coach here, and I don't think he had full autonomy or full control. And as somebody that, like myself, I don't like to be micromanaged when you give me something. Don't micromanage me. Let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? No, if you hire me to do the job, let me do my job. Let me do my job, Bo. I'm not sure Darvin Ham had the opportunity to really, really do his job without being micromanaged.
All right, let me ask you a question because it seems like you kind of feel a little sorry for Darvin Ham, just a little bit, maybe 25% sorry for him. I got a question for you.
I give a little bit more. Well, let me see. Carry the 7. Yeah. I give about 25 to. I give about 33%. It's 3 people I blame. Well, 4. It's 4 people. So yeah, you're about right. About 25% of the blame I give to Darvin Ham. It's
Okay.
4 people I blame.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna use the old saying when it comes to Darvin Ham, LeBron James, and the Lakers. Too much is given, much is required. And the reason why I say that about him is simply this. At that point in time, when you became the Lakers head coach, this is Darvin Ham, third party speaking. When he became the head coach of the Lakers, right off the bat, he knew he was coaching LeBron James, an NBA player at that point in time who had 9 coaches in 19 years. So you know what you're stepping into when you're coaching LeBron James. And a lot of people have made that theory over a period of time that LeBron James is the main reason why a lot of coaches leave at the cities where he's playing basketball at.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hired, you have to come in there with a challenge. Along with that challenge, that's a plan you got to put together to be very quite successful. And you have to be extremely cerebral above LeBron James with basketball IQ in order to earn his respect. So he knew what he was coming into, being the Lakers head coach. Now, me personally, I think his problem was defense. His offense was fantastic, but you got to have both of them to win in the NBA, or you got to be somewhere in a balance. You can't have one to the top and one way to the bottom. If you rank 14th, 15th in both of them, then you can suffice. But that's not the case. His offense is top tier, but his defense is pretty much next to the worst in the NBA. And some statistical categories, you add them together, probably worse than the NBA.
Mhm.
And I think that's what ultimately became his demise as the coach of the Lakers. But the LeBron James effect is also something that you really got to pay attention to. You got to be a coach that comes in and actually woo him over, because LeBron James has been in the league. He's one of those people who is a thorough basketball player, is the most well-known NBA player. He has rings up under his belt. He has a top-tier legacy. And in order to come in there to be successful, you're going to have to come in there and win. And that's not what Darvin Ham did, because the Lakers came far last year as far as opportunity to play for the Western Conference Finals. But before they got there, they were not wooing anybody. The Lakers made the playoffs 2 consecutive years by play-ins. And the Lakers are not typically a play-in type NBA team. The Lakers are basically a team that over the years, King, with all the championships that we have, and I'm a Laker fan, 17, the Lakers are always Western Conference 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. But We haven't been there since we've had Darvin Ham. We've always been 7-8. We haven't went into the playoffs at a 6 or 7 ranking yet without being playing in the play-in game. So that tells me throughout the regular season that he made a lot of mistakes from a defensive standpoint. He could not make good adjustments to make the Lakers a better basketball team defensively, nor could his assistants. And that's one of the reasons why none of them are there. Now, is it some of the players, the personnel? Oh, you bet it is. And to me, that's where Rob Pelinka comes in from the personnel standpoint to the people that they have out there that are playing the defense.
But
And I think that's his demise.
I gotta talk about this, Bo. You brought us up. You brought about coaching LeBron James. You know, give me the split screen with me and Bo. Give me the split. I want to see Bo's face on this. I want to see his face. You know how many Bo? You know how many coaches LeBron James has had in his career?
10.
Close. 9. You know how many of the 9 coaches was not fired under LeBron James' tenure?
How many?
1, Eric Spoelstra, right? So out of the coaches that he had in his tenure, 8 out of the 9 coaches have been fired. I think Ty Lue didn't get fired. Well, I'm not sure. But Eric Spoelstra is the one coach out of all those coaches that were able to have done LeBron James for multiple years and not get fired. So that's first kudos to Eric Spoelstra, because Eric Spoelstra is a phenomenal coach. But you got 8 coaches that under LeBron James' regime were fired and let go under LeBron James' regime. So LeBron James walks around here. We're talking about should we pay him and should we re-sign LeBron James? LeBron James is the ultimate coach killer. We can kind of say, man, like, hey, to take the job with LeBron James is like, I don't know, because he has to play, and this is why a whole issue. I don't want to get into it more when we talk about LeBron, because LeBron has to play a certain type of way, right? In order for himself, he's a smart guy. They say he has one of the highest basketball IQs in NBA. Some say NBA history. He understands that, but it's a certain way for LeBron James to be successful that you have to coach LeBron James in order for him to be successful. I don't see him like Mike, where you had Doug Collins a couple of times. You had Phil Jackson that ran the triangle that can run different offenses and he can be successful. You don't see that with LeBron. You see LeBron saying, "Hey man, there got to be a certain way for me to be able to get the best out of me. You got to have this, and this is one of the reasons why I'm being a little bit. And I'll go deep into that when we get to the should LA play LeBron and sign Bronny. This is why I don't give Darvin Ham. I only give it 25%, because if I'm gonna hire you for a job, Bo, I'm gonna let you do the job, and I'm gonna sit there as any good, me being a boss and being going through management program, being going to school and working my up to be in DMs and different things like that. It's this training that I've had, and I'm running an organization and running a business. One thing they tell you to do is try not to micromanage. You want to see what each employee can do, so you can. And you know this, Bo, because you're a boy. You're the man yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're super DM. You know what I'm saying? You want to see what the employees can do for themselves, so you can really evaluate what they're doing. How they're performing. And I just feel like in this instance, because we're gonna talk about I think we talked about it yesterday when we was talking off the air. We heard rumblings that there are certain moves that want to be made that Jenny busted up then with Reese. Jenny busted up then and said, nah, this is not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? There's certain moves that have to be made, and I heard that Rob Pelinka said this, and nah, you gotta do this or you gotta acquiesce this way. And I'm just saying, like, hey, a coach, you gotta let them coach. You gotta be able to do it. You gotta be able to let them give them the reins, let them ride out, let them make the decisions. That's why you hired them to do a job. Let them do the job. So that's why I'm giving it to them. It's not that I feel sorry for them. I'm fair though. I'm fair in my assessment. There are a lot of things I didn't like about Darvin Ham. I hated his rotation. At the end of the year, I hate the fact that he didn't prepare the youth that he had on his team. I felt like he didn't. We're gonna talk about NBA youth movement coming up in a couple of minutes. I hate the fact he didn't prepare the youth that he had on his team. He didn't. I hated his rotations that he had. I felt like he acquiesced more to the veterans. But once again, that's LeBron's game, though. That's LeBron. LeBron doesn't like young players. LeBron likes older players. He likes older players. He likes more veteran, older players that can play up to his IQ with his level IQ-wise. But I think that ends up being the Lakers' demise because you're too old. You can't keep up with certain things. They're not defensive-oriented. You know, it's a lot of things that happen. And then you had a lot of players that did not want to come to L.A. because LeBron was there. Remember what happened with Kawhi? Kawhi was going to L.A. Kawhi was like, nah, man, I don't want to play with LeBron. Paul George had the opportunity. He's like, yeah, I'm good. Now, he might come now because, you know, his country's but he's like, nah, I'm good, right? So you have players that didn't want to play with LeBron. So I'm not just throwing it all at Darvin Ham. He's kind of the scapegoat, but we got to remember this has happened, 8 times before with LeBron, where his team is unsuccessful, and what they start doing? They start firing coaches. And they don't want to give it to LeBron because he's a draw, and he's widely considered one of the best players, if not the best player in the NBA history. So a lot of people will not get it. So, yeah, I am a little bit I think Darvin Ham played a role because sometimes you just have to stand on your shit and say, this is what I'm going to do. Y'all like it or don't like it. If you're going to fire me, I'm going out the way I'm going to go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out the way I want to coach. If they're going to fire me, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, do it the way I'm on my way out anyway, so I might as well have it the way I'm going to do it. But I don't think he ever had full autonomy of the team where he can really take care, he really can make the decisions. So I give him about 25%. I blame more Pelinka. I blame more Jenny Buss. I give each of them 25%, then I get LeBron the last 25. So, that's the fortune. That's my breakup of who's to blame. I got Jeannie Buss. You're the owner. I got Rob Pelinka. I hate some of the moves that he made. I got LeBron. I think Pelinka listened to LeBron and everything they had to run by LeBron. And then number 4 is Darvin Ham. So I got all 4 of those as people I blame for the Lakers not being well this year.
Well, you know, those are good points, but I'm going to say this about Darvin Ham. You knew all this was going to happen when you took the job dealing with LeBron. You've seen this with LeBron as a coach, with other coaches in the NBA. So you've heard through the NBA wavelengths of what type of player personnel LeBron likes and what type of person LeBron is on the court, off the court, what he demands in practice and things like that. So Darvin Ham knows what's going on. I think he took the opportunity because it was his first nick to get in there to be a head basketball coach in the NBA. That's his first crack at it. And he'll probably get other opportunities because he has now playoff experience, although he can't beat Denver, but he got playoff experience. But I will say this, he got to get his defense up where it's supposed to be. But I'm going to put it on a percent-wise. I'm going to say Darvin Ham 33%. I'm going to say Jeannie Buss 33%. I'm going to say Rob Pelinka 33%. I'm going to leave LeBron out of it because Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka 33% is including with LeBron.
Okay, so you get 33% of Pelinka. You didn't like the moves that Pelinka made this year at all, did you?
I'm not a big Rob Pelinka fan, to be quite honest to you, because Rob Pelinka don't really understand what it takes for the Lakers to win championships. If you go back and look at all 17 championships that the Los Angeles Lakers have won, they have a big, dominant big man in the middle standing 7 feet tall or better. And we have not had that ever since he's been the GM. We've had a couple guys that are 7 feet, but they're young, they don't get playing time. Mainly, he's going with AD as the biggest player on the basketball court for us. We need somebody besides AD. We need another tower on the court like AD, and then we'll be on our way.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, because I think they won a championship in the bubble with they had 2 7-foot. They had Dwight Howard. They had
that's what I'm. That's what I'm saying.
I think Pelinka was the GM then, wasn't it?
No, you actually agree with what I'm saying. We got to have those towers in the middle to win championships. We need somebody 7 feet or taller at all times. When we won the championship in the bubble, McGee's 7'1", Dwight Howard 6'10", AD 6'10". Sometimes all 3 of those guys was on the court at the same time. And then you take a look before him. You go back to Kobe. You go back to Gasol. You go back to Andrew Bynum. 6'11", 7'1" on the court. Then Shaq. Before Shaq, you got Kareem. Before Kareem, you got Wilbur. You got Wilton. And then you look at Wilt Chamberlain. I'm like, Pelinka, what are you doing? You've taken our height away from us, dude. That's been our advantage through 17 rings. And now we can't win because we're facing teams that are bigger and taller than us. A la the Denver Nuggets with the Joker at 7 feet, Porter at 6'10", Aaron Gordon at 6'8". And then you got Murray at 6'4". And then the other guard swinging, Caldwell Pope, he's standing 6'5", 6'6". We don't have that height, and we're getting demised. But Denver's running into some issues with that same height with Minnesota. We'll get into that later.
Let's get into it. Listen, you're watching the King Bo show, so, oh, man. Bo's not a fan of Pelinka. I kind of – it's hard for me. And I think most people like me, it's hard for us to go against Pelinka because Pelinka is Kobe's guy. So, but you know, hey man, and Kobe been going for a while. We still love. We gonna always love Kobe. But you gotta get the job done, my brother. You gotta get the
Jerry
job.
West, where are you when we need you?
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna talk about the NBA youth movement. Playoffs is going on right now. Pacers and Knicks are tied 27-27, second quarter. Yo, we're glad you guys are taking. Put your eyeballs on us. Hey, what you do is put us on your computer, your laptop, your cellular device. You turn the game on, turn the volume off the game, and listen to us. And we'll tell you what's gonna be right, who's gonna win, and everything else. So listen, keep it locked right here. King Bo Show. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Reba Green here, owner of the Great Green Store, and I would like for you to tune in to the Unnamed Sports Show with King and Bo every Wednesday.
Took some overtime to get the time right. Had to lose a little mind to get my mind right. Finally realized, but in hindsight, you wanted the limelight. Me priority never once. You kept close but never really wasn't. I accept your lack of focus. Agree with all your choices. Needed you to need me. Needed you to see me. Until I found the right direction, I think my reflection would agree. Had to find the me in me.
The Joy Sport by K. David Jordan.
My name is MC Twice, and I would like to welcome you to the King Boat Sports Show.
You like it?
Roll more.
My wife, they think my wife is real dope. I got it. Hey, y'all see who here with your boy, right? Y'all see here with the boy. Y'all see the fam stop through. That's the joy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We working, man. We're on design. We got some other ones coming soon, man. I appreciate it. Boy, you gonna be my little model. That's what I'm talking about. You gonna model in this show.
Four 478-569-6110. 478-569-6110. You guys can be a part of the show. Man, we thank everybody for watching. So far, the numbers are looking crazy. Crazy. Shout out to X. Man, we be growing up on X. Shout out to Facebook, YouTube. Man, if you're there, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you follow. Yo, King Bo Show. We back. It's going to be like that today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Having a great time. Yo, we got a lot to keep going on into and get into. Let's keep going on to the show. King Bo Show.
BRG walk on the God, we trust. Our names is in the book. We good.
Welcome back to the King Bo Show. I am King Joe, and I'm here with the host of the show, Mr. Bo Breezy. Bo Brown is in the building. Bo, how you doing, man? How you doing, sir? Welcome back.
King, I'm good, brother. We are live. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on topic number 2. We will be talking about the NBA youth movement. King and I had a lot of discussion about this last night, guys. It's some good stuff to talk about. We got some interesting numbers out there. And I think this is going to be a slight topic mention of LeBron James a little bit in the Lakers and which direction they should go. Probably a little bit asterisk about Mr. Pelinka and the Lakers and the youth movement. But yeah, let's get it. Let's make it happen. Great topic. King, how do you feel about this one?
Well, if you look at what's going on now and who's in the playoffs now, a lot of the big names are out of there. Durant gone. Curry didn't even make it. He didn't make it past the play yet. You know what I'm saying? So we got the big guns are gone. LeBron out of there. So now you got Westbrook out of there. George out of there. I just heard the other day. Listen, we got breaking news here on the show. Wait, where's my siren? Get my siren. No. Breaking news on the show. Kawhi Leonard is available for Game 7 with the LA. Wait a minute. Oh, they already out. So Kawhi Leonard's out of there. So all the guys, the big names that we know are out. Even Giannis, which is not that old. Leonard, out of there. All of these names that were the staples for so many years in the NBA playoffs are out of there. Now you got Pacers and Knicks with Halliburton, with Jason Bronson. Pacers is up by 133-32 in the second quarter. You got the Timberwolves with Ant-Man. You know who that. Y'all know that's the, You got Baby Jordan, the real Baby Jordan. Ant-Man up there with Karl Anthony Towns going against Denver. Y'all got to remember, Jokic is young. I don't think Jokic is 30 yet.
He's not.
He's on the
30. He's 29.
He's 29. So Jokic is young. Then you got on the other side, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers with I can't think of his name. What's the young?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. You got Garland, 24 years old. Hey. You got Donovan Mitchell, 27.
So you got young on the Cavaliers. Then you got the Celtics. The Celtics, you got 2 young stars, and none other than Jaylen Brown. Then you got your boy, the light-skinned assassin. The light-skinned, he put it down.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, who was down. Then you got to go over to Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks have a little age on them now. They got a little age, but they got a young star, Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Luka Doncic. Then they're playing the Thunder. OKC Thunder is number babies. You got the Thundercats. That's what the Thunder's are. The Thunder's are the Thundercats. Oh! That's what you got with Getty. Yeah, that's what you got with Jetty. With what's the guy Gilbert Alexander. Oh, the Thundercats are crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at the series now, all the old heads are gone. All the old heads are out of there. It's a young man's. They always say basketball is a young man's league, bro. How do you feel about that?
Hey, those numbers don't lie. When you take a look at the NBA and the youth movement, you got Siakam. He's 30 years old with the Pacers. I think he's also one of the highest paid. But then you got Miles Turner. He's 28 years old. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They're young, so that means that the cap, your salary cap, should be friendly if you got young players because they're probably still up under the first contract. And then you move forward, you got Boston. You got Tatum, he's 26. Brown, he's 27. Porzingis is 28. Now, Boston got a couple of them kind of getting up there. You got Drew Holiday, he's 33 years old. But he's making $36 million at the age of 33 years old. Wow, and then you move forward. You got Brown making 27. You got Tatum making 32. I'm sorry, Brown makes $31 million a year. Tatum makes $32 million a year. Porzingis makes $36 million a year. Holiday makes $36 million a year. And here's the other thing about it. The Boston Celtics has roughly 4 people who are making over $25 million a year. Boston has to win. If not, they're probably going to get hit with a luxury tax. Probably more than likely. Garland is 24 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then you got Mitchell. He's 27. You go to the Knicks. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. The Knicks have Robinson, Hartenstein, Randall, Brunson, Hart, DiVincenzo. All of those guys are under 30 for the Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, the youth movement. Oh, I haven't even talked about the big cat, Karl Anthony Towns, and along with the Ant-Man, Anthony Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, these teams are young, and these teams are, guess what? They're still playing.
Yes,
they're still playing.
Balling out.
And so the youth movement is live and well in the NBA. Now, if you're a general manager, you got to get on board. You got to get on board. And I think that'll move us to our next topic. But I do want to talk about a couple of these teams real quick. King,
Go
last
ahead.
night off the record, you mentioned a good bit about you wanted to see this thing with Boston. I'm gonna say it like how they say it up north. Boston versus the Knicks. That
Yes.
series would be, when the first thing when you mentioned it last night, the first thing come to my mind, I said the hecklers versus the hecklers. If you go to Boston, you're gonna hear it. If you go to New York, you're gonna hear it. So you have to have that thick skin in order to, and also you have to basically tune those teams, the players, the fans, everybody got to tune it out because the players, if you're from Boston, you're going to New York, you're going to hear it. Vice versa. So you cannot let that affect you. But I will say this about the youth movement. I appreciate it. I really do because it tells us that the league is in good shape for the foreseeable future, and it's a good thing. And I actually want to see more of it because you got Wimbenyama who's coming next year with the youth movement. If I had to start an NBA team right now, if I was a GM and if I had an expansion team to go with a youth movement, right out the back, if I had an opportunity to get Victor Wembanyama, he would be the person that I would start a youth movement with. Either he or Anthony Davis, one of the two, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the two.
I'm taking Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is a superstar. I think he's going to win multiple championships in his career. I think he's the next one. I think the big thing is this, bro. The situation that a lot of people didn't see coming up, and I think especially in the NBA, I was watching Kendrick Perkins last night, and Kendrick Perkins said something that I thought was hilarious. He's always making me laugh, but he said something that I actually agree with him about. He said, "Hey, man, the older NBA players think Ant-Man." Because it's been a while since they seen somebody that have that type of aggression and that type of I'm coming
He,
to destroy you and
he,
have
he
that
has
type
the
of
passion.
competitiveness, right? And before, the big thing that a lot of people had coming up in this situation and coming up in this game, the big thing that a lot of people had in here was they had uh they were scared that the Europeans and the rest of the world had caught up with the Americans, right? With the USA players. And you saw the dominant players, the Jokic's, you saw the Luka Doncic, you saw the Giannis's, and you saw the European players taking over to a certain, the Wembanyama's coming in. So it's like, okay, it's about to be a European league, and it took somebody like Ant-Man to say, oh, wait a minute, we still here, and we're still the dominant force. So that's why he has an opportunity to become a superstar. With that being said, yesterday we talked about something. And I did some more reading after we got off the phone, and I was looking at the free agency classes that are coming up now. It's almost like you got to basically grow your team homegrown. Like if you look at dynasty, if you're trying to build a dynasty or you're trying to build a team that's competes year in and year out for a championship, it's very seldom. Now, I think we're talking about Embiid and what Embiid said. When Embiid, he's another one that's out of there. But you look at how Tyrone Maxey played. It really kind of carried the 76ers with Embiid to almost upset New York. That was a fantastic series. That's one of my most favorite series in a long time that I've seen was New York against Philly. That was like a cross-time rivalry. But what Embiid said after the game was, he said, hey, man, we were getting all these one-year players, these veterans that come in for 1 year, and they leave, and guess what? We struggle, or we're not where we're supposed to be. And I think what's going on now is teams are starting to say, okay, we're gonna draft these guys. We're gonna invest in them, put them in our farm system, let them grow in our system. And like you said before, Bo, we brought a fantastic point when you said, hey, they're under their rookie contract. So not only can we put a team together of talented players, grow them up, and they still in their rookie contracts. What they got to be for the first 4 years? 4 years they're in their rookie contracts, and then we can add veterans. We still got cap room to add veterans to go with those young players to round out a championship type team. Let's not forget, Golden State was always talented. But one of the things that Golden State didn't have that I always say Mark Jackson didn't have that Steve Kerr had was Andre Iguodala, right? And that was one of the things that he didn't have. And Steve Kerr going to Andre Iguodala and convincing him to come off the bench and then eventually bringing them back for them to win their first championship in Golden State was, hey, they grew up the young guys. They grew up Draymond. They grew up Curry. They grew up what's the other one now that's
Thompson.
Thompson, Klay Thompson. They grew up those guys through their farm system. They developed their players. Then they added on free agents. They added on Iggy. Came back and added on Durant. They added on players to get them over the hump to get to where they need to be to win championships. I think that is now When we talked about Pelinka last segment, we talked about the Lakers. I think now that's how I always did like. I did never like LeBron coming. We're gonna get into that in a little bit when we talk about signing LeBron, re-signing LeBron, and signing Bronny. That's why I didn't. I always was kind of iffy about LeBron coming. I know he's a great player. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the top 5, maybe top 3 greatest players of all time. Some would say. Some would say top player of all time. I knew that, but my issue was this: you don't win. You normally don't build dynasties doing that. You normally draft Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, right? You normally draft those guys. You normally draft Magic, Worthy, Cooper. We talked about that. AC Green. You normally draft those guys, and then you have a Kareem or free agent, somebody that you bring in to help you win those championships. You know what I'm saying? To create dynasties, and that's what we try to do in LA is create dynasties. And I think the same thing, if you look at, even with the Lakers, the new age Lakers, you had Kobe, homegrown. You had Derek Fisher, homegrown. You had these guys who were homegrown, but then you added a Shaquille O'Neal, right? A Robert Horry or a Fox, to go with these guys that you formed and you brought in together and you won championships and built dynasties. I think the youth movement is very encouraging. It's great for the NBA. I think the NBA has found a gold mine. $9 billion last year. They're about to sign a new TV deal, so they're gonna be really in the money next year to hopefully $10-11 billion in collective bargaining next year. All this going down, you gotta look and you gotta say, hey, they're in good hands. They're growing. David Stern, that's the name we ain't heard in a long time. David Stern did a fantastic job of setting the plan for the NBA to go global. They've done that. But then home had to recognize, hey, it's a global league now. We got to get busy. And I think that's happening. And I think right now the NBA is in a good place. It's exciting. This NBA playoffs is exciting. Even now, if you're looking at the Knicks and the Pacers right now, it's 40-38. Second quarter, we're 4:58 in the second quarter. The Pacers are leading the Knicks by 2. And you got 2 of those young teams that are hungry and are very competitive. And they want to win these games. Bo, what do you feel?
Well, speaking of the NBA, when you're talking about the youth movement, I'm going to put a number out there that you may not believe, but to our viewers out there, this is going to make your eyebrows raise. Anthony Edwards made $9 million a year.
Wow.
And he is right now, you can arguably say he's the best player in the NBA. At least in the playoffs, he is. He's making $9 million a year. So if you take a look at the general manager for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he's getting a pat on the back. They're saying you're doing a fantastic job. You drafted this kid out of Georgia. You saw something in him. You brought him in. We tutelage him. He's on his way to stardom. The only thing they're looking at now is how can we re-sign him. But to re-sign him, they're going to have to make some serious decisions because Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns both make over $30 million a year, and the Ant-Man is probably going to ask for about 40.
Yeah.
So one of those guys may be on their way out somewhere in the near future. Unless people take a pay cut, like Mike Conley Jr., he'll have to take a pay cut because he's making over $20-some-odd million a year. Now, as far as the youth movement and the NBA, oh man, I love it. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a trend going in the right direction, and you need that infusion of good young basketball players to keep the league headed in the right direction. Now, you actually add Ja Morant to it. If he stay out of trouble and come back and play good basketball, Ja Morant could be in that name too, in that number 2.
You know what's crazy? Ja Morant is really, let's keep it honest, all right? Ja Morant is really the reasoning. I was going to say this. Boy, that's crazy. Because I was thinking about it. Ja Morant is really the reasoning he actually opened the door for Anthony Edwards, right? And Ja Morant's bad decision of being suspended. Oh, this is what I tell my kids all the time. Y'all got to make smart decisions because somebody's waiting there to take your spot, right? Ja Morant was the high flyer. Hey, he's the face of the league. He's a superstar. And Ja Morant got up there and did something super stupid, got suspended, they came back and got hurt, possibly because his body wasn't in tune with the season and everything, and the grind and everything that was going on in the season, got hurt. Guess what happens? Now we're looking at Ant-Man and saying, oh, he's that guy, right? Clean cut. Yeah, you know I like that. He clean cut, you know what I'm saying? A charismatic smile, seems to understand, seems to get it, is a leader, you know what I'm saying? Is a leader, still has a little edge so the kids like him. So it ain't, he ain't crispy clean, but he got a little edge so the kids like him. That door isn't open probably if Ja Morant's there. If Ja Morant's there and he plays, because he showed when he played, they were a winning team. If Ja Morant's there, that door for Anthony Edwards probably isn't open if Ja Morant's there. So we
Ja
gotta think.
Morant
Thanks,
can.
Ja. Thanks, Ja. Ja, you got to this guy. Ja, but it's gonna,
Ja,
go ahead.
yeah, Ja Morant can get to the basketball. Ja Morant is very creative to get to the basketball goal. He can take the ball against anybody that's guarding him inside of the 10-foot goal to where he's dribbling to create his own shot. And that's something that a lot of people in the league can't do. But Ja Morant has a lot of off the court issues, so he'll have to get better with that, number one, before he even pick up a basketball. Because at the end of the day, wavering a gun twice on video after a suspension, he'll go to a bigger market. That's going to be interesting to see. I agree with you, but it seems like everybody who's a superstar that plays in Memphis, other than Randolph, goes to a bigger market. It seems like the same. I mean, so we expect for him to go to a bigger market. I can see that happening. I can see Wembanyama going to a bigger market in 3-4 years out of San Antonio as well.
I think it's gonna be Ant-Man and Wemby will be a Lakers. Go ahead.
One of the two will probably be there. If not, one of the two will definitely be there. I mean, the Flair with the Lakers will be there. Yeah, one of them will be there.
Lakers will definitely be Lakers. One of them two will
Yeah,
be there. Minnesota, I love you, Minnesota. Y'all better get it while you can.
Yeah, one of the two. I can see that happening with the Lakers because, we always go get the star, the budding star. Everybody loves LA. We give them the amenities. You got the markets over there as far as opportunities for commercials and just growth of your name and growth of your individual product in LA. If you're a primetime PTPer, then that opportunity is there for you in LA. Don't too many people turn down LA unless they're playing with LeBron, and I don't think LeBron will be there.
Thank you, Mr. Morris, for tuning in. Keep tuning in. We appreciate you tuning in and adding to the show. But I think the youth movement, I forgot about Ja Morant. I'm glad you brought him up. Yeah, I really forgot about Ja Morant. We didn't name him in one of the big stars because his team wasn't there. He was absent this year, so he could come back next year with fresh legs, hopefully, and better. But it's a lot of players. The youth movement is well live, and we didn't even talk about the kids from Orlando. Those are babies.
Yeah, Pincheiro, he's a scorer. I mean, I thought they was going to get blowed out of that series when they went down 0-2, but no, they forced the game 7, and actually they was up by like 18 in the second quarter in that game.
Yeah, he's
so
a baby.
keep your eyes on Orlando next year.
Yeah, they're babies. So you got some young teams. I'll tell you who else. You're not gonna believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say something because y'all always think I'm hating them and I don't like them and everything. The Atlanta Hawks got a nice little young squad. I think they'll be there next year too. So I'm
gonna take this caption and I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna save it and come back and show it sometime down the line. I can't believe you're saying anything good about anybody from Atlanta when it comes to a professional sports team.
Listen, I love Atlanta people. People, smartest fans in the world. Good people. But I think the NBA is in fantastic hands, and I think at the end of the day, I think the NBA is growing. It has a youth movement. People are excited about what's going on, and with all that. And speaking of youth movements, right now the Pacers have taken a 6-point lead with 18 seconds left until halftime. It's on. Now it's still 6-point lead, 55-49. Now it is halftime. Pacers halftime, Knicks at halftime, 55-49. So, hey, we thank you for taking a break from the game and coming and watch the King Bo Show for our halftime extravaganza right here, our NBA halftime extravaganza, the King Bo Show being Bo. Now, let's go straight to our next topic. Speaking of youth, now, the Lakers are getting ready to go ahead and, they have a big – this is a big year for the Lakers. This is pretty big year for the Lakers. Now, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it yesterday about the fact that Darvin Ham got fired, and we talked about how the coaches and everything in the coaching staff and the Lakers and the front organization kind of, who's to blame. And we gave pretty much our percentages. I think gave 33% to Pelinka, 33% to Judy Buss, and then 33% to Ham. But the big person I like to blame is LeBron James. Jeremy Morris said SGA is better than boy. You think SGA is better than Ant-Man? Ant-Man? I don't know about that.
Who's SGA?
Gilgeous Alexander from OKC.
Oh, well. I tell you what, Jeremy Morris. He still had. First of all, Jeremy, thank you for the comment. I tell you what, Jeremy Morris, these playoffs right now could determine which one is better. If Gilgeous Alexander go out there and play better than Alexander, well, the Ant-Man through these playoffs, we'll see. Let's wait and see. Let's see how these playoffs wind out. If Alexandra, he's done it all year now. He's been that dude for Oklahoma City. He has.
He has. Him, Chet, was it Giddy, whatever the guy name. They play very well. Number 1 seed. You got to give them the number 1 seed. Number 1 seed in the Western Conference. We're just gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. They could be on a collision path. He said also count the rebounds and assists. You got it. He's right. Shai Gilgeous is an MVP candidate, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Shai Gilgeous is probably an MVP. Now they're gonna try to give it to. Of course, they're gonna try to say Jokic again. They're probably gonna say Anthony Edwards. You got to put Shai in the top 5. He's definitely top 3, top 4, top 5 at MVP candidates this year. A lot of people say he should win. Only reason I'm not saying that Shai Gilgeous should win this year is because he's from Canada, and I'm kind of mad at Drake right now. So it's like, I don't want anything for Canada.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Drake has nothing to do with this.
I don't want anything for Canada winning anything right now. Kendrick all the way, baby. K-Dot, let's go. K-Dot, let's go. I need to play. They're not like us. And, they're not like us. So, I got K-Dot. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But I tried to get, hey, you saw how I got it in, right? I got it in the sports show some kind of way. I got it in there. But should the Lakers, Bo, you're gonna get me crazy like that.
I mean, we talked about this yesterday, so I'm interested to see how do you feel about it before I deep dive into it. You already know how I feel about it.
Okay, so should the Lakers pay LeBron to sign Bronny James? What do you feel?
Honestly, I don't think the Lakers should pay LeBron. I think LeBron should retire from the NBA. I mean, you're talking about a man 39 years old going on 40 somewhere in the season when we played the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic passed the ball between his legs to another offensive guy for a layup, and LeBron couldn't even stop the ball from going between his legs. That means he's just that slow with his feet on the court. LeBron actually has played a part in our perimeter defense. The reason why it is, he's played a part in that because LeBron is also a perimeter defender. LeBron brings the ball up the court. LeBron is slower bringing the ball up the court. LeBron cannot create his own shot bringing the ball up the court. I like LeBron. LeBron has been a phenomenal player. He's done it good. He's been fantastic on the court and off the court. I think that, he's argumentative as the greatest of all time. He's not my greatest of all time, but you can argue. My greatest of all time is Michael Jordan. Actually, okay. You can argue that. I can easily say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. To be honest to you, but overall though,
Kareem did it at every level. Michael did too. Did Michael do that at every level? I don't know if he wanted. Did Michael win a high school championship?
I'm not sure.
At every level. Kareem did it at every level.
Kareem was, he had 6 rings for a long time and led the NBA in scoring total points with 6 rings. So that's kind of hard to stop. But I will say this overall, though, with LeBron, I think that it's not about paying LeBron. I think LeBron should retire. I mean, you've made your mark. I mean, man, you've got 4 rings. You've broken the all-time scoring record. You've done everything you've wanted to do. You've got U.S. Olympic gold medals. The only thing that's not there is that your son has not played at the NBA level with you. As far as the Lakers are concerned, I think the Lakers should be willing to move on from LeBron because we need a youth movement, the topic that we just got through with. So it's time for us to get younger so we can be better. And the Lakers got the team to compete. They just need a couple of pieces to come in and take LeBron's place, and they can split that 46.7 and pay a couple of top-notch players $23 million, and you can get 20 points from those guys a piece that'll give you 40 points a night and probably better defense, which means we're more balanced and we're faster, younger, better defensive, and have more stamina in the fourth quarter and later in the third quarters in these ball games. I think it's time to move on for LeBron. How do you feel about that?
I can't believe you said that.
I can't believe you want. Why would you want a guy to stay who won a championship with an asterisk by his name in the bubble? Since then, we went 0-11 against Denver, and then we finally won 1 playoff game against them overall, and we still have lost 1 out of the last 12 against Denver, or 1 out of the last 13. And then you take a look, we've had 2 consecutive play-ins. LeBron has not been able to lead our team to a championship since the bubble. I like LeBron as a player. He's done phenomenal things off the court. But at this point in time, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan were smart enough to know that it was time to hang up the cleats at the age of 38 years old. And LeBron is over 38. He's 39. It's time to hang it up. How do you feel about that? Jeremy Morris said LBJ is number 3 all time, won't ever be over the Black Mamba or MJ. Jeremy Morris, hey, buddy, I agree with you on that. I 100% agree with you. I don't even know if he's number 3, Jeremy. I won't. I'm gonna say he's not better than Kobe, and he's not better than Michael, but I'm not even gonna say he's number 3. I can. You can say he's number 3, but I mean you can easily say Kareem is number 3.
I can't. You saw the you see the graphics on the screen right now, right? Bo, LeBron should retire. Lakers shouldn't resign him. Wow, shots fired.
You know what, King. I want to say, I want to say this before you get into this. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please call in. If you want to call in and give your reasons why you think LeBron should or should not retire, we would love to hear from anybody on this topic. We would love to hear from you. Get your perspective on it. That would be great.
Let me put the number. Please call in because I am speechless right now. That is that you said. I thought you was. You said it yesterday, and I was like, did he say it? I thought he said. And you said it, and then I was like, okay. I was like, no way he's gonna say that on the air. There's no way he's gonna say that on the air.
Yeah, I think LeBron should retire.
Bro. Oh
yeah, I think LeBron should retire. I think it's time. I mean, if you take a look at the way how he's performed with missing dunks, bad passes, coming up the court, the last person up the court, point guard D'Angelo Russell getting ready to pass him the ball, he look at him a certain way. D'Angelo runs the offense through other people because LeBron is fatigued. When you have it like that and you're making you cannot make $46.7 million a year and be fatigued on a basketball court. Not with $46.7 million a year, you cannot sit out any ball game because the team wants you to rest to keep your stamina and your strength up because we're playing back to back. Not with that type of money. That type of money, you should be playing 82 games a year. There's no doubt about it.
Wow.
And all of these are legitimate concerns, all of them. Now, did LeBron score the basketball? Yeah, 25.7 points a game. Yeah, 9 rebounds a game. Yeah, about 7 assists per game. LeBron had a great offensive year, but LeBron is not that guy from a defensive standpoint anymore unless he's protecting the rim. He cannot guard the perimeter. There is no way around it.
Oh man, shout out to
and that's one of the reasons why the Lakers were the second worst team.
All right, shout out to Shetty. I sent you the link, Shetty, if you want to come on, man. I don't know if you're in the area. Shetty said those were they were top 5 in pace. The Lakers were, and he also says the old heads were running with the youngins. They were running with them. The Shannon. And Shetty, I sent you the link if you want to come on, man. You can hit the link and come on in.
I mean, you can be top 5 in pace. We're talking offense. I'm talking about defense. The Lakers are horrific in defense, and I think that's why you don't pay LeBron $46.7 million a year. He's not Jeremy. I agree with you on that, but I don't think his mentality, I don't think his thought process would allow him to take a pay cut to stay. I just don't see LeBron taking a pay cut, not building $100 million house out there in LA. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're riding around listening to the radio station for all major cities in the United States and you can hear me and King, y'all need to turn off your radio and listen to us because we're talking some real deep conversations.
This is crazy.
It'll get you to where you need to go a whole lot faster, and you'll enjoy listening to us on the show. But overall, though, hey, Jeremy Morris, thank you for the comment once again. I don't think he's going to take a pay cut, Jeremy. I think you got a good point. It would be nice for him to take a pay cut, but now I don't see LeBron going downhill with a pay cut.
I am definitely right now. I'm definitely like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Okay. Halftime Pacers are still halftime in the Pacers Knicks game, 55-49. Still halftime there. So we thank you guys for watching the King Bowl halftime show. The halftime show. Thank you for coming and joining us during the halftime. Wow. Can't believe you said LeBron should retire. Lakers should resign. All right, should resign. Okay, this is why I say LeBron has earned okay. A lot of people got mad at the Lakers for giving Kobe that $50 million year. They said they set their organization back a few years, which I agree. I agree to a certain extent. But I felt like he earned that because he gave his blood, sweat, and tears to the organization. That was a Salon Sarah, you know what I'm saying? And that was like, okay, it's the right thing to do. Right thing to do. Okay. Now with LeBron, while I agree, I did not like the way LeBron played, especially around the end. I thought he was too ball dominant, and I thought his usage was way too high, especially at the age that he was. I thought that he stagnated the offense when we was up in Denver a couple of games. I'm talking about 20 points. He wanted to walk the ball up the court, run pick and roll, and Denver guy was hitting threes and doing that. He wanted to run. I got you. I got you. But he did step up his 3-point percentage this year to shoot over 40%. He still was shooting over 50% in field goals, and he had a high 78, almost 80% free throw. Right now, it's about 75 free throws. So he every metric, except defensively, every metric he stepped up his game to the point where they said that LeBron was using performance enhancement. They said LeBron was allegedly using performance enhancement. But I will say this. If he's playing and he's giving you, how much is that LeBron average this year?
25.7.
All right, 25 stats this year. LeBron gave you in his career 27, 7.5 assists.
But that's his career now. We're talking about the Lakers.
I got you. So this year, we go to this year. This year, he didn't do bad. 27-8. Almost 28 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. So what I'm saying is,
how many games did he play?
Hold on, let me see. Games plays. Hold on, look. Let me see. LeBron. Let me find out. Game plays.
So why
he had to get over? I think he had to get over like 60. He's up for award, so he had to play. He had to play a pretty good amount of games this year.
So while you're trying to figure out and look up the status exactly how many games that he played throughout the year, I'm gonna look at it from a general manager perspective. If I'm gonna take a look at re-signing a player, it doesn't matter if you make $1 or $100 million. If I'm gonna re-sign you, I'm not gonna look at what you did last year. I'm gonna look at your body of work to hold you accountable for your entire tenure from the last contract to the contract that you're up under. So you have to look at that and see when was the last time the Lakers re-signed LeBron? I know he's been doing extensions here and there, 2-year extensions at a time with us. But it's very important to realize that 2 years ago, when you signed an extension in 2022, you had that ring up under your belt from 2020. From 2022 to 2024, you haven't had that. Now, you made it to the Western Conference Finals, and yeah, they won the play-in tournament for sure. But you haven't won a championship for the Lakers since 2020. And you're asking us for close to $50 million a year, probably on a 2-year deal. And you also want us to sign your son to add more compensation to the household and to take more away from the team. But are you going to deliver a championship to us? Are we willing to take a step back as a Laker organization to pay LeBron and that jersey sale, and we make money from the tickets and marketing, all of the sponsorships, and let LeBron come in and be a fantastic player and do his thing, and we not win championships? Or are we willing to cut ties with LeBron and build around AD, bringing a couple of younger, more vibrant, energetic players who can give us the ball spread out around the court a whole lot better and give us more options to score? That's the decision the Lakers have to make. And obviously, I think it's time to make that decision. How many games did he play last year?
It's still not sure the exact number of games, but he averaged over he averaged a lot of minutes. He logged in almost 38 minutes a game. LeBron balled out this year. You got to give him that. He played over 65, so because he's up for plenty.
He's only going to slow down. He's not going to get better. He's only going to slow down as he continues to get older and tie his laces up to step out there on that wood court. He's only going to slow down. I don't know anybody who's getting older playing basketball and getting better than the young folks. The youth movement is live and vibrant.
It is, and I like the way, because you chose the topics today. I like the way you set this up to kind of make your point. You know what I'm saying? You set the topics up to make your point. Say, hey, who we gonna blame for Darvin Ham? we got, the youth movement's live and vibrant, and LeBron is getting too old to play. So I see what you're doing. You're stacking the decks against me, but I'm gonna see if we can navigate it like this. My issue is this, Bo. The reason why I don't say you get rid of LeBron this year is because there's nothing out there really actually in free agency that is better, right? Right now, if you was to tell me, hey, Ant-Man was a free agent and we can use that $47 million to go get Ant-Man, or we're using the $47 million to get one of these young players that are difference makers and game changers that can take us over the hump. And Jeremy's in not to retire, but take a pay cut for sure, right? But if you could sign one of these young players, one of these young superstars to make it to take his place, then I'm kind of with you. Yeah, you might want to get, we can make that move. But when I looked at the free agency class, I saw a whole bunch of older players that LeBron James played better than this year. He played better than Paul George. He played better than Russell Westbrook. He played better than a lot of the guys that's up for free agency this year. It's just not anybody out there, the free agency. And we know this too, that the salary caps works like this. You got to spend the money. Because you also take a hit. If you don't spend a certain amount of money, you also take a hit too. You know what I'm saying? So, because we always talk about the luxury tag. We be like, well, why they got them? Why they signed this person? Because you got to spend a certain amount also. You have to spend a certain amount. So at the end of the day, I say re-sign LeBron, because there's nobody else out there better right now as a free agent. Even if you start pairing players together, I don't see putting players together. I don't see players that are take you over the hump, the Lakers over the hump, where they'll beat Denver, they'll beat Minnesota, or they'll beat OKC or any of those guys. Now you gotta remember, Lakers took Denver to what? 6 games last year? No, 4 games. They got swept last year in the Western Conference. They went in the Western Conference Finals and got swept. This year they took Denver to what? 5 games, but was leading in all those games. Was leading in every game and had a chance to win every game. So it's not like they're far away. They're a piece or two away. I agree. I think they could have added a center to go and bang with Jokic, and I think that's the difference between the Minnesota series and the Lakers series. Is Minnesota has big bodies that can bang with Jokic, right? Remember who was that? Chicago Bulls. When Mike came back the second time, they got Longley, they got Winnington, they got all those big. I was like, why they got them? Then they had Rodman. Like, why they got these big guys? Because they need to bang with Shaq, right? Hey, we just need 15 fouls to foul Shaq and bang with Shaq, right? So I think at the end of the day, Estat is here. Estat is in the building. So, they need somebody to bang with Shaq, somebody to come in with Shaq and do that, and to make sure that when it came down to it, that we were all together and that, they could win that game. I just say I don't see a whole bunch of players right now. I don't see a whole bunch of guys right now to sit there and to legitimately sit there and make a trade and make a problem or to get rid of LeBron and try to bring it down. Bo, go ahead, take it because you're not gonna get situated before I get ready to come on. Go ahead, Bo. What do you think?
Well, you got to tie D'Angelo Russell in there too. He's making $17 million a year. To answer the question, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James played 71 games last year. He missed 11 games. But when you take a look back at the Lakers overall, D'Angelo Russell was also a key component to why the Lakers were horrible on perimeter defense. But with LeBron James taking a pay cut, I don't think that's going to happen, Jeremy, but I agree with you. I think he should take one. But as far as paying LeBron James more money, nah. And not win a championship, no. And he's getting more acclimated with Father Time, definitely a not. Definitely a not. But what do you think about the LeBron James sign? He wants Bronny James to play on the team with him. How do you feel about that, King?
Right now, I think LeBron James. I actually think I like the combo deal that you get between the three of them. Why you roll your eyes? I like the combo deal that you get between the three of them. It's a beautiful deal between the three of them.
Man, I'm a Laker fan. It's all about winning rings. LeBron ain't all about winning rings.
Wait. I can hear you. I think. Go ahead. What did you say?
I'm a Laker fan. It's all about winning rings.
For some reason, I got you muted right now. And I can't hear you. Did you mute yourself?
No,
I can't hear you at all. I don't know. Am I doing something? Oh, go ahead. What did you say? Go ahead, Bo.
Man, when it comes to LeBron James, man, it's all about winning rings with the Lakers. And now you're making $46.7 million a year, man. You got to win rings in LA. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to win some rings, brother.
I don't disagree. I'm not disagreeing at all. Like I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying at the end of the day, when we sit here, we sit and we say, okay, we got LeBron James, we got this guy, we got that guy, right? When we sit there, we do that. At the same time, you got to make sure we have to make sure that they have. You bring Bronny in, you have LeBron, and I told you yesterday. You looked at me like I was crazy when I said it though. I said yesterday. I think the Bronny is really an amazing. He could be Josh Hart at least Josh Hart, or better than Josh Hart because he's a defender and he's in that thing. Now I want to bring on somebody. I want to bring on a special guest. I got a special guest, young man. This young man here, man, I've known for a while. Oh, did he leave? Okay, yeah, I think he got this guy. All right, there he is. All right, I got my special guest. He's been holding and waiting for a little while. Bo, this young man, I've known him for a good bit. He's a fantastic brother. I went to school with him. Man, the brother is amazing. Just he's a world-renowned athlete. He's a trainer. He's a producer. He runs his own business. And man, he's a brilliant mind. Brilliant mind. He keeps me on my toes. On my toes. Slide over to your left just a little bit, Shannon. Right there. There you go. Perfect. He keeps me on my shows. Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to give him a warm welcome and bring it together. Mr. Shannon Howard. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, T5?
What's going on, T5? All is well, all is well?
All is well, man. There's an echo or reverb in the sound.
Okay. Is it on me or is it, let's see. Make sure everything is muted this way. You still hear it now?
Yeah, I can hear the live, but then there's a reverb echo right after it. It's like a
All right.
delay.
Let me see. Let me look up on my part. Make sure I got everything situated on my part, on your part, brother. We talk about LeBron James. How do you feel about everything with LeBron? Bo, you haven't met my brother. This is my brother Shannon. We had a crazy conversation today, an amazing conversation today. It was amazing, and I've been trying to get Bo. This is the guy I've been telling you about. I've been trying to get on the show for a while now to come. An absolute amazing person, one of the best people I know. One of the best people I know. He stays on my head, and I pause. That was wild.
big pause.
Big
pause.
pause. That's why. Pause. He stays on me to make sure that I stay ahead of the game. Make sure that I stay. And he holds me accountable as a big brother. He holds me accountable, and I'm exceedingly happy. You don't know how much to be he came on the show and to be a
It's
part
all
of
love, overdue.
So,
but I hate to admit it. I've been listening to the conversation. I don't hate to admit it, but I gotta go with King on this one, boy. Like, if you look at the series with Denver, LeBron and Jokic, AD and Murray, they were a wash. The difference was the bench players and the other three.
So,
Well,
if they get a better other three to go with LeBron and AD, then the matchups will be different.
Well, my conversation about re-signing LeBron. Now, I give LeBron credit. He played better in the series this time against Denver than he did last year. But my conversation involved about re-signing LeBron is about the body of work. What have you done over the tenure of those contracts that we've been increasing your salary? And you haven't been delivering championships. So it's all about the contract, the body, the years, the tenure of the contract. So when you take a look at LeBron as a whole, he's a phenomenal player, a phenomenal guy, fantastic human being, somebody that any kid could look up to. But as far as the Lakers are concerned, we haven't won a ring since 2020. We've surrounded him with players that he's wanted in LA. Now, I will say this about D'Angelo Russell. He came back. LeBron, everybody knows LeBron likes to spread the court. He loves to shoot threes. He loves to drive and dish and kick. And he loves to have that lane where he can actually go down and drive himself. But at the end of the day, LeBron James is getting older. I do not see LeBron James getting older and continue to win rings. We're talking about a guy who's making $46.7 million a year, and you were basically 0-11 against Denver. somewhere in there, you should have been like, hey, I don't care if I got to drop 50 points. I'm going to win this game for our team. For 11 straight games, that didn't happen. Whether you had to lead by 10, 20, or so many by halftime, he hasn't been able to take over a game and just flat out win a game for the Lakers. And you're making $46.7 million a year. You're at the top tier of the salary. Those things are expected for players making that type of money.
What you got to say about that, Shannon?
I agree and disagree. LeBron is definitely getting older, but you got to match his production. If you look at the game, like I'm going back to the Denver series. Going forward, yeah, he's getting older. You're going to have to sign him with a better cast that's more consistent. But if you look at the Denver series, his supporting cast wasn't as consistent as Denver's supporting cast.
Shannon, you got a good point with that. I agree with that on that one. That's a great point. But when you take a look at LeBron James, the guy, once again, awesome player. Accolades are there. The in-season tournament, I looked at that game, that series, and I said, man, the way how we beat the Pacers, good God, man, if we could play like that the rest of the season, we've got a strong shot at winning the championship. But I never took in the thought process that the more and more LeBron plays, the more and more fatigue he's going to get. And if you look at him signing a 2-year deal again with the Lakers, the more and more he plays within the next 2 years, he's going to be getting a little bit more fatigue even quicker. But Shannon, you know what? Let me go back. I'm going to start all over. Shannon, man, my name is Bo, man. It's nice to meet you, man. King, thanks for introducing me to Shannon, man.
Oh, likewise. Yeah, likewise. Likewise. And I also have a podcast. I would love to get you guys on also. We have the Corner Store podcast.
Hey, fantastic. Hey, King, I can't hear you for some reason.
All right, I was trying to get rid of the mute. No, I said that's my T5 brother, Savannah State alum. I told him to sit up a little bit so we can see that cornerstone real quick. Let me put it in a single store so you can see that T-shirt right there. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Yeah, that's
Corner
nice.
Store
right
podcast.
Yeah, that's nice. So, now, my thing is this. Now, and Shannon, Bo's daughter just graduated, if I'm correct, Bo, from Savannah State University this past weekend. Am I right, Bo?
This past Friday morning, I was at the Savannah State University on site at the football stadium for the graduation class of 2024. Graduated 335 students.
Oh, that's what's up.
There you go. Awesome. Well, she knows you can get anywhere from
there. All right. So let me go. All right. Should LeBron play? Should they resign the Lakers? Should resign him? I say, like I said, I haven't seen anybody in the field that even in the combination that would go and get LeBron's salary this year, I haven't seen a combination that would take the Lakers over the top to be a championship contender or even a better team this year. I think you keep LeBron, you keep AD, you bring in a better point guard, maybe a better shooting guard and a center that can bang, and you see how far you can go there. Then maybe next year. Now, should they bring in Bronny? I don't see if I'm not mistaken, I think the Lakers have 2 first rounds and 2 second round picks. I don't see any problem with them going and selecting Bronny in the second round or something like that, using the pick on Bronny James to do it. Now, if they try to give an early first round pick or something like that, I'd be kind of against it. But he's not gonna. The Lakers don't have a lottery pick this year anyway, so I don't mind them maybe spending the first round pick. Now, we just found out today that Bronny has been invited to the NBA combine to be able to work out with the other NBA prospects. So he has been invited to the NBA combine to be there. So we'll see what happens. I think it's a good deal. I'll take Bronny and LeBron. If you take, I think it's almost like Giannis and what's Giannis' brother over there? The guy they always making Joseph, his brother. What's his name?
And he actually played with the Lakers for a little while.
Thanias, was it Thanias?
Something like that.
Yeah, Thanias. So it's kind of. You kind of got the Giannis Thanias type situation, but with Bronny, I think you got a lot more upside. And a lot of people talk about his numbers, but we have to forget Russell Westbrook was a single-digit scorer at UCLA, and then when he got in the league, he blew up. Right? He went crazy.
Yeah, but Russell is a different type of athlete than Bronny. Like I don't even think Bronny was the best on USC actually, and I just have. It's hard for the lineage of superstar players to have superstar kids. It's either an average dad that was good and they have a superstar kid, but I have yet to see the superstar dad that has a superstar kid that meets the dad's expectation or supersedes it. It's just good enough to get there is what it looks like. Like, that is tough.
Hey, Shannon, that's a good point. Cause can you remember yesterday we talked about it? And remember I mentioned to you, I said I felt like Bronny James didn't do enough at USC to be that guy to come in to be drafted and say, hey, we need to go get this guy coming into the NBA. I said, King, he really didn't do a lot at USC.
You did.
He didn't, and I think it's more of the outside pressure because of the namesake that's pushing him.
I agree with that.
I could see him even not getting drafted and then sign free agent to the Lakers, and then LeBron does a farewell tour with Bronny James. They would sell out every arena just off the farewell tour.
I think it's gonna be interesting. I like it. I think the Lakers should resign LeBron. We know D'Lo is gone, so they have that money. They also have some other free agents going off the team, so they have a little bit of money on the salary cap, maybe to get a mid-level player, maybe a mid-level player and build a squad. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens after this year with the Lakers. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna get into the topic of the night. We're gonna talk about the WNBA decides to showcase Reese.
Hey,
let me get my research.
Go ahead, bro.
Let me get my research department ready.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this. Earlier today, I saw some of the text that was back and forth, and yeah, this is gonna be a hot topic.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right, we're gonna be right back. We'll holler at you. We'll be right back right here on the King
Both show. Wait a minute, let me make sure I got it right. Never mind, but we'll get there. All right, there we go. All right, there we go.
Game on. We'll be right back.
Yeah, man, that's good. You like it? My wife the rose gold. I got you. And y'all see who here with your boy, right? Y'all see here with the boy. Y'all see the fam stop through. That is yours. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We working, man. We're on design. We got some other ones coming soon, man. That's it. I appreciate it. Boy, you gonna be my little model. That's what I'm talking about. You gonna model it. Let's go.
To the Unnamed Sports Show with King and Bo every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I thought y'all were great.
My name is MC Twice, and I would like to welcome you to the King Boat Sports Show.
Welcome back, King Bo Sports Show. You know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be crazy tonight. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm really this is gonna be fun. I'm really interested. I gotta pull up my notes. I heard on this. This is gonna be this is the one that everybody go call everybody and say, hey, this is the one y'all been wanting to get on to all day. Oh man, the viewership is already starting to go up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody. I'm sorry, X. I keep saying Twitter. Shout out to everybody on YouTube that's watching. Shout out all my people on Facebook that's watching, man. We thank you guys. Numbers are crazy. And we got to shout out my two people that's with me. None other than the host of the show, Mr. Bo Breezy, And then we have our special guest also with us, with none other than Mr. Shannon Howard from the Cornerstone Podcast. Did I say that right? I'm gonna make sure I say that right.
Corner store. Get your
Corner Store.
popcorn. Get your
Corner Store.
now
Corner
laters.
Store.
Get your big gulp together, bro.
Corner Store Podcast, man, and I had the opportunity to watch it. You guys are a bunch of friends. Y'all come together. You guys are a bunch of friends, a bunch of from former high school and college friends and things like that. They grew up together.
Yeah, we're all high school friends who grew up in the big city of Glenville, Georgia. Glenville may sound familiar to a lot of you all. That is actually Shannon and Sterling Sharp's hometown. So we had the pleasure of growing up behind those guys and watching them in person from middle school to high school and to the college and pros. And me and Shannon hold a significance because my name is Shannon and sister used to babysit me some. And I went on to play at Savannah State. I wore number 3 because they retired his number 2. And I also played receiver just like him. So that's kind of some of the things we hold in common. Growing up in Glenville, Georgia, and the guys, we all grew up in Glenville. Some Gen Xers, some Gen Zs, and some of the old school. And we just get together, shoot the breeze, as if we're having a group chat and sharing it with the world, or if we're at the barbershop with no clippers.
Oh, I got you. Now, you know, Shannon didn't have no bathroom. Now, you did have running water bathroom, though, Shannon. Shannon Sharp didn't have.
Oh, yeah. We had that, but not everybody had that. Like, certain parts of the family had it, certain parts didn't. So I experienced that with some of the elderly in the family and using the outhouse for the bathrooms and stuff like that. So
that's crazy. You know what? Because we had a conversation. I know he did the and this is way off topic, but I know he just did the interview with what's her name, Amanda Seals. Is that her name? Amanda Seals. And I was telling him it's a difference in perspective being from the deep South than it is being in Cali, being in different places, growing up in New York. It's a different type of racism. It's different type of things in that situation. I'm doing that. Now, I do this for a living, so watch how I segue into it. Racism. It's been a lot of talk of racism that's going on within the WNBA. Now, if you guys don't know, just recently, a couple of nights ago, they premiered Caitlin Clark's In the Air and the Fever WNBA basketball game. And Caitlin Clark was there, and it was televised live. Now, there was a huge firestorm. Y'all see how I did that? There's a huge firestorm because Angel Reese's team, the Chicago, did not get televised. Their first preseason game did not get televised. So it's been a huge debacle. And in the communities, especially the African-American and black community, they say, hey, wait a minute. Why wasn't Angel Reese's basketball team televised and Caitlin Clark's was? The Chicago Sky was not televised in their preseason game, and Caitlin Clark was. So a lot of people said that it had racial undertones. Now, the WNBA came out, and they made a statement basically saying, hey, it wasn't racial. We do that because Caitlin Clark was the number 1 pick. That's why it was that. So that's normally what we're doing. And now the WNBA has come back and returned for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. They will broadcast the Chicago Sky against the New York Liberty tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And what happened was Angel Reese, a young lady went live from her cell phone, and she got, I think, 3 million now? She got about 3 million streams from her cell phone footage of the game when she went live for her cell phone, and she got about 3 million streams from her cell phone. Guys, do you think the WNBA, do you think it was some racial undertones? Do you think they dropped the ball by not broadcasting the Chicago Sky's first game? How do you feel about it? Let's go, Shannon. We start with Shannon. We start with the guest.
I think it's a mixture of everything. I think there's a bad marketing strategy first and foremost. Like, I feel like the WNBA hasn't maximized the potential that it could have based on the names that are coming. I consider this class to be comparable to when LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh all came out around the same year, and Carmelo Anthony came out. And there was a big hoopla around them. I do think there are some racial undertones because of structural racism and institutionalized racism. Like, the data is out there, bro. I mean, I know we had deep conversations about it earlier today, but if you look at Caitlyn's press conference and compare it to Angel Reese, like Caitlyn had fans there, media was there, they had content creators there to make it a big thing for her, and then they had it at a practice facility for Angel Reese, and then just the undertones of how that looks and perception wise, and it might not even been intended that way. But for us as a community, we look at it as, okay, there's their YT hope versus our princess. So when you do the comparisons of that, it just doesn't line up when Caitlyn doesn't have all the accolades that Angel Reese has. Caitlyn has all the personal records, but she doesn't have all the accolades that Angel Reese has. One thing that Angel has is a championship that Caitlyn will never have. Not at the college level.
Bo, well, how do you feel about the situation?
Once again, it's nationalism. I mean, when you take a look at the opportunities that lie for Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, it's all about how the person is being marketable from a private to a public standpoint. I've spent time with several people from Iowa, and they're all there for Caitlin Clark. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's the region of where she lives at. But when you go to LSU, it's the same thing for Angel Reese. But if you look at the United States as a whole based on population, then you're looking at a percentile, the majority versus the minority. So when you look at it from majority versus the minority, then you're going to have more opportunities. And I think that's what we're seeing dwindle down into the basketball realm of the WNBA with Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Well, the Bird Magic like rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is carried over to the WNBA. However, this chapter has less to do with what either did on the hardwood over the weekend. Instead, highlights how one played before a national audience, while the other, who was just as polarizing, and has much more reason to broadcast nationally, did not. I think at the end of the day, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, not only that, like, I feel like the WNBA is dropping the ball big time. Like, when Magic versus Bird, that started in college, and it carried on into the NBA. With Angel Reese's team, they have two recent national champions, the last two national champions on the team, and they didn't broadcast. Cardoza just won this year. Angel Reese won last year. They dropped the ball on marketing that and putting that into the forefront. There are people who are tuning into WNBA now that never tuned in before because of Angel Reese, because of Caitlyn also, but more so, like, people are going to follow who their cultural agreeances are with who looks like them for the most part. But some of our discussion today, bro, is just, you said she's not as marketable as Caitlyn.
But
I want to quantify that marketable to who. You say Angel is more niche. You say Caitlyn is more for the masses. Who are the masses? Like, AKA YT masses?
I think, dog, you ready to jump right in? I didn't even get a chance to get my perception.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go. Hey, I'm ready to sit back and listen to this one. This is gonna be interesting here.
He's out about that. He was out about that. And then, all right, so let me set it up. Then we get there. The Chicago Sky Minnesota Lynx preseason game was not streamed by the WNBA. Unlike what the league did with Caitlin Clark, her debut for the Indiana Fever Friday night, debut with Dallas, which caused a celebrate. Many are ripping the WNBA for the imbalanced decision. Clark's game was televised and coverage easy to access. Reese's game was not. Okay. Like Irvin Magic Johnson historic rivalry, races played a role in the nature of this rivalry and the way fans of each side have dug in. Some feel racism powered the move to highlight Clark, college hoops all-time leading scorer, while censoring her nemesis and one of the league's most marketable personalities. This is what someone said. Someone said the WNBA is wild embarrassing to not have Angel Reese and Camila Cardoza games on the league pass is insane. Angel Reese is one of the reasons why women's basketball is getting so much attention, but they made sure to put the white girl front and center. I'm tired of them, wrote one WNBA fan via X, formerly Twitter. Right? The fact that the only WNBA game televised was the Indiana Fever game is a slap in the face to every woman in the league. But what it really shows is the racism in all of this rather than another. Okay? So y'all ready? I know y'all waiting to see what King gonna say. I got you. And I got you. I'm not gonna I promise you I'm not gonna disappoint. I think we're overreacting. I think the whole thing is an overreaction. I think everybody, and this is my issue with us, right? And this is my issue with us a lot of times. A lot of times we quit to pull the race card. And it's almost like the kid they called Wolf, right? It's almost like the kid, every instant something goes wrong, we want to say, oh, it's racist. They being racist. They being racist. They being racist. And we don't stop and take a step back and say, okay, let's look at how they handle everything. Let's look at how everything is handled in the past. Let's look at how everything has been handled before. Let's look at how everything is handled in different situations, right? And I think I brought it up today in my conversation today, is that when the NBA did the same thing with Wemby. We didn't see any. I don't even know who the third pick in the NBA is. We didn't see anything with anybody. We saw Wembyana and the sorry Spurs play until we realized that they were super trash. And then they was like, all right, cool, we're gonna take about TV. And we still was getting WNBA. We still was getting Wembyana. And you had OKC that was the number one team in the West, and we wasn't getting any OKC. If y'all notice why OKC now goes around and they stand with the team when they're reporting, is because they wasn't getting any type of press from anybody else, because the NBA, TNT, ESPN refused to broadcast it. And you're the number one team in the league, right? Wembyana was the number one pick. Guess what? We saw Wembyana. Caitlin Clark is the number one pick. She's the number one pick. Regardless if you like her, dislike her, you think Angel Reese is better, you think Cardoso is better, you think anybody else is better, you can say what you want to say. She's the number one pick. So those eyeballs are going to be on her as the number one pick. But and Bo, I think I told you this last week. Angel Reese, I won't say phenomenal. She's a good basketball player. Champion. Can't take that away from her. Won't try. She, Shannon, you said she's an overcomer. Cool. Know this. But the truth be told, she was a mid-first round draft pick. Mid-first round. She wasn't a top draft pick.
But see, that's where you missing the boat, bro.
Well, wait.
Like what is the NBA's number one job?
The NBA's job is to broadcast. Really the number one job is to make a profit.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wait.
Thank you.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Who's the most profitable player in the WNBA right now? It's not Angel Reese. It's Caitlin Clark.
But you can maximize Caitlin with Angel Reese, with a Cardoso.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, when LeBron came out, they also aired Carmelo's game. They aired Bosh's game. They took it and put it all together and combined the publicity of everybody. Yes.
Wait.
I remember watching Carmelo Anthony's first game in the preseason.
Okay. Carmelo Anthony was good, but the hoopla around Carmelo Anthony, he was a champion with Syracuse. The hoopla around Carmelo Anthony was not the hoopla around LeBron James.
It was not, and that's my point. And I agree with you that the number one is going to gain all the attention. But to maximize the league's attention as a whole, why not include the other ones that have a bigger name? Who's going to be the top number one pick in the NBA this year? Do you know?
Probably. What's the Evers with the
See, me either. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Purdue,
Wembanyama's publicity started 2 years ago, bruh. And they just started marketing them, kept marketing them.
Caitlin Clark
and Angel Reese the same. Like, it exploded when they had their championship matchup, and then they had the interaction. More people from our side got to know who Caitlin Clark was because of that game.
I agree, but this is the thing. One continued to ascend and one descended, right?
How?
Because one went to a championship game, and one got put out by the one that went to the championship.
Which one has a championship, though? Which one has a championship?
That's revisiting this history. We talk about what's happening today.
Ain't no revisiting history.
King,
Go ahead,
let's be honest. You can make the argument that if Angel Reese don't get hurt, she eliminate Iowa and they play for the championship against South Carolina.
We could make that, or we could also say
Angel Reese. You got to make that argument as well.
Well, we can also make the argument that she wasn't focused during the year, miss half the games of the season, and then play for a lot, and we still don't know why she didn't play. We still
made it that far.
Mental health.
But made it that far though. But made it that far.
You know what?
I'm gonna say this about Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's guinea pig. They're looking at Caitlin Clark to make money off of. They've had financial issues in the past. If she's going to come in and she's going to boost them up from a financial standpoint, I think the WNBA is all for it. And I think they're looking for her to do that. And I think they want her to do that for a sustainment period of time. But at the end of the day, it's about like Shannon said, you cannot turn a blind eye on Cardoso and Angel Reese because they deserve that opportunity as well. Because you've got two kids who have won the last two national championships on the same team. So you got to give them their due earned respect and you got to give them their TV time. As a matter of fact, me, if I'm the marketing expert for the WNBA, I do a doubleheader that game. I do a doubleheader and show both games. They
played on different nights. They played on different nights.
I mean, I turn around, I make it happen the same night. I mean, you're marketing, you're putting the schedule together. You make those two games happen the same night, and I do a doubleheader instead of having them playing different nights.
Not like social.
Go ahead,
bro.
And then you get a chance to see what the viewers like because they play Caitlin Clark play a game, you X amount of viewers, and then you turn around and see the other game that may come on before or after and see the X amount of viewers. Then you do a comparison to see which ones are watching who the most. I mean, to me, I think the WNBA dropped the ball on that.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And the reason they are now going live is because they did the numbers, a free live versus a paid game. And you saw the viewership. So they did the numbers on it. That the metrics, the analytics don't lie. So somebody dropped the ball on that, but at the same time, they're being called out on the carpet because they dropped the ball on that, maybe because of race or maybe because they just didn't see the vision. Like in marketing, you got to be forward thinking on what the waves are, what's trending, what is likely to happen based on the metrics.
Absolutely, King. Think about it. When you look at the NFL preseason and when the schedule comes out, the teams that play 4 and 5 games in the NFL, those are most teams that made the playoffs last year. I guarantee you, Kansas City is going to play 5 games on national TV. 4. The Cowboys are going to play 4. The Dolphins are going to play 4. Every team, the Houston Texans are probably going to play 5 TV games this year compared to probably 1 last year. So you got to think about it. It's what's hot. But they didn't take a look to see if Cardoso and Reese was hot. And that's where they dropped the ball. And come to find out, they realized that they were hot.
I think, let me say this. I think you guys are prisoners.
The numbers don't lie, King. The numbers don't lie.
I think you guys are prisoners in the moment. And this is what I was getting at. I think you guys are prisoners in the moment. Let me tell you why. Because at the end of the day, first of all, it's preseason. Now, if you were saying it's the first regular season game of Angel Reese and Cardoso, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna watch this and this we're gonna air, and I would kind of be like, all right, I kind of see why everybody is bending out of shape. But it's preseason. And it's the NBA playoffs going on. Right? So unless you absolutely know for sure that you're gonna get eyeballs on it, it's really not a good investment. I don't even think. Listen, I told you today, Shannon. I don't even think it's a good idea for them to have the game tomorrow night. I'm gonna be watching Cleveland and what's the name play tomorrow night. So
guess what's gonna happen?
With Cleveland and
those who just started following women's basketball. Which is, you look at the numbers in the comparison. They said NBA Finals. They broke NBA Finals type numbers because of the new crowd that's following the personalities. Those that are following Caitlin, those that are following Cardoso and Angel now. So those who don't even watch NBA playoffs are going to tune in to the WNBA because they are fanatics of those personalities. Like America is based on entertainment. They fall in love with entertainment.
Listen. Y'all know me, man. I like calling the receipts. When I'm right and when I'm wrong, I still like calling the receipts. I'm calling it right now. They're gonna have better numbers, but it ain't gonna be like what y'all thinking. It's different when you got that LSU on your jersey. It's different when you got that Iowa on your jersey. When you got that South Carolina on your jersey. When you got that UConn on your jersey. It's a little bit different. People have a little bit more affiliation. They feel a little bit more tied to the team, and that's been the issue with the WNBA before. Yeah, I like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are the first 2 great players to come out of it. We had Taurasi. You had what's her name that just retired? The girl from Tennessee, Candace Parker, who just retired. You had great players before that captivated before and did those things before, and then when they got to the NBA, it still was like, yeah.
And that's a sign of the lack of marketing and the forward thinking. The common denominator those people you just listed didn't have was social media, the ability to have their own personal brand, the ability to control their own personal brand, the ability to have more NIL money to come into the WNBA that they had when they got there, bro. Like Angel Reese has more followers than the WNBA combined, bro. 6 million, and then you add Caitlyn's. Come on, bro.
All right, but at the end of the day, this is the thing, though. We talked about it, so let's go ahead and get to what the hook is going to be. At the end of the day, they went with who's the most marketable, who has the most mass market appeal. And
I have a question.
They broadcast the person with the most mass market appeal.
To who, though? Most marketable to who?
To everyone.
When you say mass appeal, that means Caitlyn can sell more jerseys to little black girls than Angel can to little white girls.
No, I'm saying Caitlyn can sell more jerseys, period, than Angel can.
Okay,
so that's not mass.
Yes,
like,
what
Shannon,
Shannon, you niche yourself when you say little black girls. That's a niche. That's a niche market. This is what we was disagreeing in our conversation.
But you just said that she can sell more jerseys. What if Angel sells more jerseys to black people than all of Caitlyn? Who's the biggest consumer, bro? Who's the biggest consumer in America?
We all know the biggest consumer in America is white people. That's why Bo tries to
say. No, that's not. Come on.
No, what I'm saying is this. I'm
saying bro.
That's why. Wait. Bo, why do you say it's capitalism? Why Caitlyn Clark is more popular than Angel Reese? Why do you say
elementary statistics? If you take a look at it, you've got more Caucasians in the United States that have buying power than African Americans. But you take a look at what Shannon is saying. Shannon is saying that doesn't mean that they're gonna buy based on the likeliness of what they like. I get what he's saying as well. He wants to look at. He don't want to look at the percentages. He want to look at the numbers. So that's going to be a key turning factor, because if Angel Reese and Cardoso could come in and make a mark, and they're marketable to the point where these little kids around here beginning to watch them play ball, because you got a lot of more women now in tune into the WNBA and college basketball than what they used to be. And if those women fluctuates from an ethnicity standpoint compared to Caucasian standpoint, then that could create an equal balance amongst those two.
That's a great point, Bo. But looking at the bottom line, what group overspends on things? Which group is the largest spender when it comes to services and goods and products?
When you take a look at that would be us, because we are the ones who buy for services and products, because we are not the people that are, you could say, the ethnicity that has most ownership of all businesses in this country. So we're more consumers than we are businesses based on middle class results.
Exactly. When you look at the Jordan lines and there's a long line of kids out there, what does the demographics of that line look like?
Oh, that's 75, 25. 75 African Americans and 25% other.
So why doesn't that theory apply to Angel Reese from a marketability standpoint?
Hey, he got a good point on that, King. He has a very good point on that. You
sure about that Jordan situation? Y'all sure about that? Y'all positive, or y'all just throw y'all? We guess.
Well, that's just a guess. That's just a guess.
Okay,
that's not a definite number.
All right,
but I will say this.
Well, that's a catch-all for it.
But wait. My numbers came at 60%. White people were buying Jordans more than the black people were. So that's my number said 60%. So that's 40%. That's 20% more than black people were. Now let's talk about Clayton Clark. Y'all want to talk about the numbers? Let's talk about Clayton Clark. I don't remember Angel Reese still selling out arenas. I remember Caitlin Clark doing that by herself, without playing LSU, without playing UConn, without playing South Carolina. I remember Caitlin Clark going and they televised. It's reasons why the Big Three then asked Angel Reese to come and be a part of the Big Three. So we want to talk about marketability, and y'all heard what Ice Cube said. Y'all, I don't know if y'all just heard y'all just saw the recent thing where Ice Cube said that he blamed Caitlin Clark's management, because the Big Three was going to give her ownership in the team, was going to be able to they were going to give her up to 10. She would have been able to make $10 million and play 10 games. Why? Because they felt like she was more marketable than any other female athlete ever.
Let me ask you a question.
We're talking about big companies, and this is what he said. He said his sponsors were on board with them spending that money. See, we can talk about how
Is
we feel.
that a result of her play, or is she the byproduct of the national media pushing the narrative?
But once again,
LeBron was a byproduct.
How? When South Carolina wins the championship, CNN had to go revise the picture of the championship picture because they had Caitlyn in there, and then they had South Carolina win the championship. Now, why do they have to do that?
Wait a minute.
Is that an accident, or is that a byproduct of who they want to push to the forefront?
Oh, wait a minute now, Shannon. We got to be fair here now. We act like LeBron James, when LeBron James came, that his high school games were not being televised. High school.
They were.
They were.
Right, his high school game. We got to remember that Nike offered him $90 million in high school. So this is not just a race that you guys want to make that's my only issue. Y'all want to make everything about black and white. And I'm saying,
right, it may not even be. It's the perception, bro. I'm talking about the perception of it.
It's not all. It's not all about black and white. It's more of the masses versus the unmasses, the numbers unmatched. That's what we're looking at. And when you take a look at it for what it's worth, when you take a look at Caitlin Clark, if she's marketable, yes, she is.
Who do you think is more marketable? Let me ask you guys. Who do you guys think is more marketable? Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? Take your bias.
There are caveats. There are caveats to that. Who
all over. Take your biases out
of it. But marketable to who? Like, you can't just say she's gonna sell more to everybody.
Hold on. If you was a company, if you was a marketing company, and you took all biases and you said, "Hey, we're going to invest in a superstar to WNBA, and we're going to see who do you think would get the highest ROI at the superstar that you invest in?" I just want to know.
Well, you already know
with no data analysis, no market research or anything. Just going by the eye test and going by what the national media has. The number of times she's been mentioning ESPN versus what Angel Reese has been mentioning. The numbers she's been mentioning in the print articles.
But that's
King,
you
already know who my choice is. I'm going with Aja Wilson. You already know that.
Aja Wilson, come on, bro, stop that.
I'm going with Aja Wilson. No, I'm just being real. I mean, my opinion is based on facts. Aja Wilson has won the 2 last WNBA championship games. She has been the 2 last WNBA Finals most valuable player. And guess what? At the end of the year this year, when the WNBA play the last game, more than likely it's going to be Aja Wilson again holding up the trophy, and I'm going to win money.
You gonna lose. My
next question is, why doesn't she have more brand deals? Where's her brand deal? Where's her commercials?
She's not marketable.
Why?
Let's have an honest conversation. I'm probably gonna get it, but I'm definitely gonna get not invite. They're gonna try to uninvite me for the barbecue for saying this. But I'm gonna be honest with you. One, her personality is not big enough. 2, she doesn't have the look.
How do you know?
What is the look? What is the look? No, explain the look.
Personality. Like, you got to know a person.
No, I want to know. I want to hear the look. What is the look?
She doesn't have the.
When you say the look, you're being biased. When you say the personality, you're being biased.
I'll give you a hint.
No.
Hey, Shannon, definitely not corner store.
No, not corner store. The stuff that's surrounding the corner store.
Hey, listen. This is my issue. This is my issue right here.
No. I want to know what is the look.
All seriousness, the clean cut, the marketable look that we can get. I think the person that
You don't think Aja Wilson is a clean cut young lady?
I don't think Aja Wilson has that look. I think I'm gonna be honest. Y'all want to keep it real? We're gonna keep it 110%. I think she look a little bit too masculine. That's just me personal. That's me personal.
Are there people in society that can relate to her?
I'm pretty sure there are. But I think it's a niche. Once again, this is what we was talking about earlier. It's a niche group. That's why
she's too masculine.
Listen. Did you hear about Aja Wilson before the last 2 years? I didn't know who she was.
Yes, I did.
I did.
I did.
So I did. But listen, I represent the casual fan that don't really follow the WNBA like that. I know who Maya Moore was.
University of South Carolina.
I know who Tarasi was. I know who Moore is. I know who Candace Parker is. I know who Candace Parker. You know what I'm saying? I know who was. I'm honest. I'm very straightforward when I say I'm not a fan of the WNBA. I tell you off the rip. I think the game is. But it's because of I think it's the WNBA's fault, which I agree with you, Shannon, on that. I do agree that they have to change some marketing strategies, and the leadership in the WNBA isn't strong. I do agree with you on that. But I'm saying this too. Also, I gotta say this too. Before this, I couldn't name who won the championship. Matter of fact, y'all tell me who won the championship 4 years ago. Don't do that.
I would have to look it up. Yeah,
I would have to look it up.
Okay. Don't do that. Tell me who was the MVP 3 years ago.
We will have to look it up.
Okay. All right. Who's the rookie of the year last year? That's an easy one. I know that one.
Who?
Well, I know what team she played on. I know what team she played. That's what y'all get what I'm saying. The casual fan is we really don't follow the game like that.
But King, you can't.
You actually can't lump us into that group, bro. There was a lot of people.
And here's the other thing: you cannot say that a person is not marketable because she's masculine.
I didn't say that.
You cannot say that.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you
did.
She
doesn't have the look.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
But hold on, wait. Let's be honest. We live in a society. Yeah, people try to play like we don't live in a vain society. We do. How you look, how you carry yourself, that's marketing 101. How you look, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how you look is very important on whether or not your marketability. Huh?
There's a difference between marketing and branding.
Well, what I'm saying is how you look is very important, actually, to both, right? But how you look is very important. Everybody got mad at me when I said that.
Marketing has transitioned to storytelling. Is your story relatable to the masses?
Okay, but listen.
Use your words. Is your story relatable to the masses?
Okay, my question is, and then it goes back to a conversation we had before. You can jump on this. I know you're not gonna like that. Let's say shit. I'm sorry. Hey, but my conversation goes back to what I said about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is not that you guys think when I say marketable, it means skin color. It doesn't. What I'm saying is marketability is how you carry yourself, how you speak. What's some of the things you say? What's some of the things that you gravitas? All that stuff is important in how you interact with people. All those things are important to how your brand is perceived, right?
Hey,
all right.
Certain people. When I hear that, bro, I hear your cultural isn't good enough. Your culture is not good enough.
I don't think you
LeBron
probably
got tattoos. LeBron's probably the culture. He did the rap culture and everything, but he gets branded.
King, I don't think you've done your research on Ozzy Wilson. Time 100 Gala says that she's one of the top 100 most influential people in the world.
I've never seen it in a commercial.
No, this is in commercials to be influential.
I've never seen that in the brand. I never seen.
Oh, when you say commercial, are you talking about
period?
Traditional TV or social media? Period. If you say you don't follow the WNBA though, why would you see it if you don't follow platforms?
If WNBA was to put the WNBA started to promote their season, right? They started to promote their season now, and they had how the NBA they had a little. They used to have a little whistle commercial where they had the different players. They'd be bouncing the ball, or they showing their highlights, or they show their dunks and different things like that. If you was to do that, run a montage of WNBA players right now, I couldn't tell you who Audrey Wilson was.
All I can say is this right here.
Was. I can tell you who Sue Bird is. I can tell you
she's on her way. She's on her way. I'm going to give you some stats.
Go ahead, Rob.
With 2 WNBA championships with the Las Vegas Aces, 2 MVP awards with the Aces, a WNBA Finals Most Valuable Player Award, an NCAA title at the University of South Carolina, and even an Olympic gold medal. She is a generational talent, Aja Wilson. And she is a leader off the court. She has a foundation that supports children and families who struggles with dyslexia. She's an advocate for bullying, and she uses her platform to spread awareness and promote kindness. She's a role model for athletes. I think she's being denied an opportunity, King.
No, and I think she is. I think she's being denied an opportunity, King. Thank you, Bo.
I'm gonna be
honest. And pundits say if she doesn't get a shoe deal before the year is out, it's more than being about marketability.
Yep. And King, I'm gonna be honest to you. I'm a married man. I love my wife, but she's not a masculine woman in the face at all.
Hey, listen. let me say this.
Like, even if she was, bro, she's high profile. Like
exactly. You got to give her flowers, right?
Let me
got to give her flowers.
Listen. All those things that she are, she deserves every one of them. I'm not trying to belittle any of her accomplishments. Those are amazing. I wish I could have that list. I don't have it. I don't. and I wish things were different. I really do. She has the talent. She has the talent to back up. She has the game to back up whatever it is. But at the end of the day, bro, at everything that you said, nobody cares. Nobody's watching.
What do
her.
you mean?
Who is nobody though?
I'm
Who is
saying
nobody?
I'm saying the
Who's
vast.
nobody?
I'm about
Tom
to tell
Brady.
you.
Tom Brady cares.
Hold on. I'm about to tell you. The vast majority of the world, the United States, all those people don't care. They're not watching her.
What are numbers at?
They're not watching
Where's
her.
the numbers to your validity?
Okay.
When you're talking like that, put
no
numbers in front of me.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It's emotional response.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna give you two things, y'all. Two things y'all just named. I'm gonna give you two things. I don't know if y'all remember on my Facebook page, Colorado was playing at 2:00 in the morning, and one Deion Sanders and Colorado game had more views and watch at 2:00 in the morning than all the WNBA games all year. One of them. Am I lying? Do you want me to pull the numbers?
That's not Hornets, bro. That's football compared to basketball. Now do the Super Bowl versus the NBA Finals.
This is a totally different sample you're talking about.
A total different sample size, bro.
Wait. We care about it. The most viewership that the WNBA had this year was, I think, 900,000. That's the All-Star.
Is it up? Is it up though?
It is up a percentage. It is. Now,
is it up since Cardozo, Reese, and Caitlin?
But see, hold on, what? Yeah, that's my point. That's my second point. Yes, it's gonna be up this year because people care. I'm not saying I am not saying that Aja Wilson is not a fantastic person, a fantastic basketball player. She's not a fantastic. I'm not saying. Boy, why would you be called that? I'm not saying Aja Wilson is not a fantastic player. I'm not saying she's not a fantastic basketball player. I'm not saying she's not a fantastic person on and off the court. I'm not saying she's not a beautiful person on and off the court. What I'm saying is nobody cares. We don't.
I need numbers behind it. Nobody cares.
I need define nobody. Who define nobody though?
I just gave it to you.
Who is nobody?
900,000 people. The largest. That's the All-Star game. The largest broadcast of the season was their All-Star game this year. It got 900,000. And it got 900,000 viewers. Listen, I got a video now that's about 100,000. I ain't nobody. Nobody cares. Drake and Kendrick.
Have you done your research on?
Wait. Drake and Kendrick. People care. They don't care. With Angel Reese, I give Angel Reese a props. That's why I said, Bo, you lose money. Angel Reese.
No, I don't think I will. I'm gonna say this about. If I invest in Aja Wilson, who has won the last 2 WNBA championships and has been the WNBA Finals most valuable player the last 2 years in a row, and if I invest money in her, and if she win the 3rd in a row, I'm not losing money, bro. You can cancel that. No, I'm too smart to lose money, King. I spread it out in I spread it out in too many different buckets to lose money, King.
You losing money like WNBA.
Nah, man, I'm a business major, bro.
Hold on, let's look at the WNBA Finals.
Nah, bro, I ain't losing money, bro.
WNBA Finals viewership. Let's look.
Hold before you go.
Let's look at it.
Real quick, you brought up her
728,000 viewers on ESPN throughout ESPN front, which is a 36. Wow, it's a 36% increase from the 673,000 viewers across ABC through 3 games, which is the year before. Nobody cares, guys. Nobody cares. They're not watching.
You brought up her having only 100,000 views. She has over 100,000 followers by herself.
No. I said I just released a video that almost has 100,000 views. I said that.
Okay, and she has 100,000 followers. Multiply that.
She has 800. She has 875,000 followers,
and they're not even watching her.
On which platform, boo?
Let me see if I can go back to it. I was just there. And that is Instagram.
Okay, now add 175,000 from TikTok, and I don't know what she got on Facebook. So
she's over 1 million, King.
You're proving my point. Nobody cares.
Somebody's buying her.
Nobody I'm gonna say this.
Over a 3-game period.
I'm gonna say this about her.
Nobody cares.
I'm gonna say this about her. If she keeps continuing to average more than 55.7% shooting the basketball from the field, everybody gonna care because she's gonna continue to win championships.
Listen, she went from 50.
I can guarantee you that.
And Bo, if you're her agent, what do you tell the marketing team do when they play Caitlyn or Angel Reese? Let's bump up the ad spend. Get the face out there.
This is what I tell her marketing team whenever we're playing. Not only Caitlin Clark, but Cardoso and also Angel Reese, because these are the kids coming into the WNBA that's making the clout with the numbers. This is what I tell Aja Wilson behind closed doors. You're the best thing in the WNBA, hands down. You don't have to do anything special. Just go do what you do and let me handle the rest. And after the game, interview Aja Wilson. Interview her. And then, King, you'll get a chance to see how humble she is as a person and how deserving she is of what she doesn't have. And then you forget about saying nobody cares.
And how influential she is to young black girls.
Exactly. And you know what? Honestly, Aja Wilson needs a commercial. I think if she gets on TV with a commercial, the nobody cares go out the window, bro.
All right, so my question is to you guys. Listen. All right, so she's such a dynamic player. She's amazing, right? Why doesn't she have a commercial?
It's not about why she don't have one. It's about the WNBA hasn't been really looked at from a marketing standpoint until now. You've got Caitlin Clark, Cardoso, and Reese coming in. Those guys, they knocked it out of the ballpark in college. But the WNBA did some marketing, but not to the level of where they are now. But when you take a look at Aja Wilson is more.
Bro,
only thing she got to do is go play. She'll get what she deserves.
And not only that,
it's coming.
We can't ask questions that are easy to look up. You ask, why doesn't she have a commercial? She's the very first female signed by Ruffles Potato Chips.
And she may have one. It may just
she has many, but we haven't seen them. It's not marketed mainstream. So my point is, we can't stereotype what we haven't looked up. We can't ask questions what we haven't looked up.
I'm trying
like
to see
our answers may already be there.
I'm trying to see. I'm looking. I'm trying. Y'all know what I'm looking at. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something in particular. So she had 700,000 viewers in the finals. Hold on. Let me see something. Let's see. First precinct game. Let's see. Event. All right. Let's do. Oh, look for that. Oh, Caitlin Clark had 18.7 million 7 viewers for one game. Whew.
How many viewers?
18.7 million.
How many were Caucasian?
They don't care, bro. They don't
How many were
care.
Caucasian?
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Listen, she could be phenomenal. We don't care. We don't care. No,
she probably.
Who is we though, bro? Who is we?
The masses.
Who is the masses?
The 18.7 million that tune in to see Caitlyn and
what are the demographics of that?
Compared to the 700,000 that tune in to see.
What are the demographics of that? Like if brands are cutting 7-figure deals to like Asia Wilson, somebody cares. Somebody's done the metrics on the impact, the influence she will have for them to make more money off of her name.
I just think I think from what I'm seeing right now, I think she had a pretty nice WNBA TV rankings as Caitlin Clark. They're number 1. Ratings breaking. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like Caitlin. That sounds like it. WNBA going all in on Caitlin. They told you. So they telling you. Our women's basketball TV ratings smash records and numbers are staggering.
My thing is, King, why does it have to be either or? Why can't it be all of them?
I'm just listen. Now, listen. You're in a sense kind
of. That's the question. Like, why does it have to be either or?
In a sense, you're moving the goal. It's how we are innately as people. There are certain people that we care about, and that we say, okay, I want to see them. I told you. I told you today, Shannon. Who did I say I think had a chance to overtake Angel Reese? You remember?
Juju has a chance.
I said Juju has a chance to overtake Angel Reese. She has the look. She has the personality. She got the game.
Once again, what is the look?
The look, man.
You
She's
still
beautiful,
ain't give me
man.
that answer.
She's a beautiful young lady. Okay.
Define beautiful. Define beautiful, because that's everybody's opinion.
Okay, it's subjective.
Thank you.
It's subjective. It's subjective, but it's also a mass. It's also
No, it's subjective to the eye. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's subjective, but you do have
exactly.
All right, it's subjective, but we have a mass amount of people that agree upon what beauty is, right? We could all say at one point in time, Halle Berry was the most beautiful woman, that was widely considered beautiful. Yes, no? Vanessa Williams was widely considered beautiful. Correct?
But that's
subjective to personal preference, bro.
That's stereotype.
I'm saying, but the majority of people would say that she was beautiful, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a wide range of people. Y'all, see, we try to play these games where we don't want to be. It's disingenuous. It's not real. It's disingenuous.
I think it's more opinionated.
Y'all know who look good, who don't look good. Y'all know who beautiful, who ain't beautiful. Y'all know, stop playing with me, guys. Stop playing. We're gonna keep it real. Y'all know who look good, who don't look good. Y'all know.
All I know, King, like I told you in the chat. If Sexy Red is marketable, Angel Reese is darn sure marketable.
Wait. But Sexy Red is niche market. That's my issue. So this is my issue with Angel Red. My issue with Angel Red is it's a niche market. When you and I said this is where we may have a fundamental difference, Shannon, is that when you put yourself in a niche market, to me, and I could be wrong. When you niche yourself in a market, then you also cap your profitability, right? So when I niche myself,
define how do you say you niche yourself when she's on a national platform? People are going to go follow what they like.
Correct, but it's a difference between, y'all know, I already know I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm already in trouble, so we might as well just go. All right, it's a difference between LeBron James and Ja Morant. Oh, it's quiet. Shh.
Oh, of course it is. But you know what though?
I mean, I don't even know.
But that's because LeBron. That's because Ja Morant has put himself in that situation to be different.
And let me say this, because what it is because a lot of people get emotional. Boy, the numbers are going crazy. He talking crazy. Now the numbers want to go up. All right, but let me say this, and I don't want to keep it because I want to make it a black white thing. But it was a difference between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And I said this last show. Magic Johnson had that infectious smile and personality. Was there whereas Larry Bird was more of a don't get close to me. I'm kind of introvert, right? I don't want all the glass and I don't want all the flash and glamour around me. I'm from Indiana, so I'm just gonna ball out, right? Both of them were assassins. Both of them were great.
But both of them were marketed. They were even marketed together. They even had Sega games.
But one is a
Johnson
billionaire.
versus Bird versus Johnson.
One is a billionaire now, and one is he's doing all right. He's doing good, right? One is taking that marketability to the next level.
Sometimes it's
That's
people that
personal
find
choice.
yourself around. Yeah, sometimes it's all of Magic Johnson billionaire endeavors has nothing to do with basketball.
Exactly, Shannon.
Some of those endeavors are dealing with people who he surround himself around.
And that's the avenue he chose. Like, how do we know Bird even wanted to go that route to do that?
All right, he said. All right, Chad said Caitlin Clark looked like a man and she's white. That man.
She looked like her daddy's son.
Hey, Chad Blue, man, Chad Blue, you're 100% right. Chad Blue, what is the look? What is the look?
What is the look? Because Caitlin looks like her daddy's son.
Oh, stop it! Y'all gonna stop with y'all gonna start with the hatred. The hatred is bad. That's all. Y'all gonna stop.
I think it's reverse hatred.
The reverse hatred, man. That's reverse. Y'all reverse hating that girl, Caitlin Clark. She doesn't.
Why we can't lift Caitlin and the others though, King? Why has it be either one?
I'm not saying. Listen, what we're doing, I'm not belittling anybody. I'm just telling you how people see it. I'm telling you, we're talking business. That's why I told you earlier. I said, hey man, take the emotions out of it. Let's just look at business.
No, reverse that. I told you to take the emotions.
You said I was getting emotional. You said I was getting emotional.
Like, what spawned me to chime in on you? You know me, I'm big on protect your personal brand. You put up Y above a picture of Angel Reese.
Right,
to me, I can.
Hey, Shannon, he's even going even further. He calls her Shannon. Shannon, this is what he calls her, Angel Hood Reese. That's the name he's giving her.
See what I'm
Angel
saying?
Hood Reese. That's what she was, because she said that she that was on her own admission that she said that she was hood. She said, "I'm so hood."
Come
So
on,
I'm like,
man.
I
You
ain't gonna
don't
lie, Angel Hood
understand
Reese.
satire. You don't
You know
understand
what I'm saying?
sarcasm.
I have nicknames for all of them. I got nicknames for Caitlin Clark Kent. I got nicknames for all of them. I got names for all of them.
Man.
So,
I,
you know what
like
I'm
I
saying?
always
My
tell
name
you
is on
is,
the chest, the Supergirl shows an S on the chest. So at the end of the day, and all I'm saying is this: that marketability, and I'm telling you, that hood stuff. Listen, the hood stuff is niched. That's all I'm saying.
what
It's
is
a
hood
niche.
stuff though? Like
I'm
she's
saying
very articulate. She speaks well. She
it's
communicates
niche though.
well. I mean, what is hood stuff?
It's niche. So y'all think that all right. So what I'm saying is, and I like hoods. I think everything is balanced. I think that's why my show wasn't just
But what is hood
black
stuff?
opulence.
Like what? Who sets the
Black
standard on
opulence.
what hood stuff is?
I'm just telling you what she said she was. That's what she
Hey,
said.
I'm listening. Hey, I'm listening
I'm
to this
listening.
because
For, I'm listening.
I don't.
What the
Hey,
standard? Who sets the standard?
I'm ready
she
to
said that she
correct
was
this because
hood.
I done been to Baltimore 20 times.
She
At
said
a
she was
minimum,
I
of
just
20
left that
times.
area this weekend.
She said she was hood. that was her own admission. Y'all gotta ask her those questions. She said she was hood. She said,
But
I'm so hood.
my question is, why do you call her hood?
Because that's what she called herself.
No, bro.
No.
My whole wait.
Okay, so Caitlin Clark Kent don't call herself Caitlin Clark Kent. So why would you change that narrative to Angel Reese?
That's my nickname. I call her Clayton Clark Kent.
So why would you give her that nickname though?
Hold on, I call Clayton Clark Kent because every now and then she takes the she pulls off and she shows the S on her chest, right?
So that's a positive light, but you want to say hood.
But hold on, wait.
I don't see number L's on her chest.
Okay, hey, listen. You guys
show me a championship.
You guys are saying
she got that bag though. That's a big win.
Yeah, she got the bag.
Shannon. Remember you tried to hit me with that at the show, in the chat today. You just said, "Oh, so you like her because she white? You like her because she?"
No, I asked you to define the masses. You said she appeals to the masses.
Right, and then you said
define the masses.
No, you asked about hood. Then you said, "Is she not articulate? Is she not? Does it mean that she's not articulate? Is she ghetto? Is she hood?" And I said, "I know plenty of ghetto people that are articulate. I know plenty of hood people that are super articulate."
No, I did that to be sarcastic, saying these are the same talking points right wing has about Angel Reese. Same talking points white supremacists have about Angel Reese. And you're echoing what they're saying.
I think T.I. is super hood, but I think at the same time he's very articulate. You know what I'm saying? I think he's very articulate. I think he comes from a certain lifestyle that he big. All right, so y'all want to know my definition of the hood? I think you come from a certain lifestyle, or you either exacerbate or you display or promote a certain lifestyle. I think that's what it is, and I think the lifestyle that you promote is more street lifestyle, more street oriented. That's what I define as hood. Now, this is the thing: when I talk about hood rich and black opulence, I say that you have to have a balance. I don't say that you gotta get rid of one and keep the other. I say you have to have a balance. I said, even when I talked about today, when I talked about Ant-Man, and I say Ant-Man has a great balance of being articulate. I don't like the fact that he says bro all the time, and it's a man all the time in this interview. I hate that. I hate that he says man all the time when he's talking to a woman. He got to clean that up, polish that a little bit. But he's still articulate, but he still has that edge. I kill everything in front of me. He still has that edge that people in the hood and the streets can still gravitate to. Bo, you brought it up today. Jordan, was that? Well, maybe that's you, Shannon. You brought it today. Jordan had the chain. Was cool. The tongue, the outfits, and everything. He had enough hood in him, but he also was articulate enough and refined enough to be able to be. This is crazy. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Who set the standard you're talking about right now? Who set that standard?
The industry set the standard.
No, who is the industry?
The industry set the standard.
Who is the industry?
With me personally.
Yeah, who is the industry?
The industry is
okay, so we got to live up to their standards.
No,
Shannon, we're still waiting on the definition of the masses, so we'll never get the answer.
I already told you what the masses were. I told you
this part of the shirt.
Hold on. First of all, Shannon, let's stop that, because at the end of the day, man, when we're dealing in numbers and we're dealing in, we both work in television, right? We both work in production. We both work in that. When we're talking about masses, that's not necessarily a race dynamic per se by itself. We're talking about the overall group of people, the large group and large group of people that we're appealing to or that we're delivering content to. We're talking about the large
But
mass
what
of people.
break
So
break
when you
that
talk
down
about
to what you got
go
to
ahead,
break that down. What does the demographics look like within that large
it's
amount
broken
of
down
people,
in
bro?
different graphics. You can have African American, you can have white American, you can have Hispanic American, you can have
There's a
gender,
percentage to
you can
everything.
you can have gender, you can have gender neutrality, you can have gender, you can have different things. It's broken out into different things. You can have
So if there's
what where they're
5%,
located at.
if there's
You know,
5% of blacks, and then 2% Asian or Latino,
right.
and then the rest are Caucasian, that's considered the masses. But on the other hand, if there's 85% African American, then break the rest down by the other demographics, that's considered a minority because the
Well,
large amount of that is based on the minority.
well, I think you have to do like this. Like I said, it depends on what you're doing.
To me, it comes down to the bottom line, the numbers. You can't say
Right.
the appeal to the masses because you have to quantify that. Well, what does the masses look like? Who's a part of the masses?
What is the quantum of the
18.7
masses?
million. You don't think there's a bigger mass than 600,000, 700,000?
Like when I hear masses, I hear
but
across the board.
Even the mass have a demographics.
Come on now, guys.
Thank you.
We got this. We just said that.
I think you're using the wrong term. I would say just based on the numbers themselves.
Y'all want to placate people with these terminology where we're just talking. When we're talking.
No,
man.
No, that's what you're doing, bro.
That's what you're telling us.
That's what you're telling us, bro.
We're talking broadly. When I talk masses, I'm talking about the overall of everybody. I'm talking about then what like. Okay,
so like I brought up the analogy earlier.
Prime example. We can talk about the presidential election today, right? Right.
Okay.
We have a majority. We have a minority, right? So who has the most votes, we would say the masses voted for them. Then we would turn around
and they break it down.
They turn around and break it down. Right. After that, I'm saying like after that you break it down. What I'm saying is before we get to the breakdown, I'm talking in general about the internal masses. It don't matter if you listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. It don't matter if you black, white, Hispanic, Asian.
I have a question.
Mexican.
I have a question.
Hold on.
I have a question.
Let me get this off. It don't matter if we black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or Filipino, whatever ethnicity you want to go with.
It sounds like you're talking more about popularity. We have a popularity vote as well.
Okay. Well, it don't matter whatever race you want to be with. Nobody was watching the WNBA. It don't matter whatever demographic. As a matter of fact, we did the demographic works where we saw that men watch more than women watched of the WNBA.
I mean, men are more sports fanatics than women.
Okay, and so we're gonna talk about the demographic or who we're. So, all right, since y'all want to go here, I was trying not to do it. I was trying to be easy. Since we want to talk about who we marketing to, who buy the tickets to WNBA games? Black people.
Depends on the city.
Depends on where you at.
All right, so the overwhelming majority of black people, the overwhelming majority of people who bought tickets to WNBA was not our demographic. So do I still market to them?
So you telling me more white people in Atlanta bought more than black in Atlanta?
More white people buy house tickets in Atlanta.
All the games I went to in Atlanta, it was more us than them.
I disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with that because I've been to several Hawks games before.
I would say the Falcons.
And Falcons.
I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to disagree with that one, King. Put the numbers in. No, King. Now, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. Put the numbers in front of me on that one.
Okay. All right. Demographic.
Put the numbers in front of me on that one. Put the numbers in front of me on that one now.
He shoots from the hip all the time, bro.
This ain't hip. Watch out, be right. I don't know how many times I gotta be right before y'all be like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna start arguing against this kid because he gonna be.
Now, if you say Atlanta Braves, I got you.
Ticket buyers. You said about if I said what now?
What's the demographics of ticket buyers for the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Hawks based on demographics?
All right, let me see. We put in a. Y'all got computers too now. Y'all can look it up.
Yeah. Yo, King, I'm gonna turn you to a search engine that's on steroids. Perplexity. Have you heard of that?
No.
I have.
No.
Use Perplexity. It's Google on steroids, and it even gives you a breakdown, so you don't have to go to all the sites that it sources.
Yeah, it shows trendsetters.
Yeah, bro. Save your research department some time.
Tickets to the Hawks game
and Falcons. Now you know you ain't got to do the Braves. We already know that. That's the reason why they moved up to the North Atlanta.
Kind of.
North
All
Atlanta.
right, let's see. It don't say, man. Mine don't say. We had to get the information. It don't say. I'm looking at demographics. I'm taking, hold on, running Atlanta House professional basketball team. House initiative. Yeah, it don't. It don't say. It don't say.
Bro, just pull up a YouTube video and do a guesstimate as they pan the crowd.
That's the bad crowd. See how many in. But wait, how many Atlanta situations we got throughout the United States in professional teams?
You got Detroit, you got DC.
Detroit.
It's based on the demographics.
So you got Philadelphia too as well. You got Philadelphia. Philadelphia is mainly Philadelphia is about 48% African American in the United States, somewhere between 48 to 51%, which is majority, because you got to take the separation and subtract the Latino. So that's going to automatically make the African Americans majority in the Philadelphia region. Same thing as Washington, D.C. is majority African American. They're somewhere between 46 to 51%. And then you subtract the Latino community, which is going to put them African American as the majority. Same thing in Atlanta. So those three cities right there, we know for a fact are majority African Americans: Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C.
All right.
You don't even have to look up those numbers; those are facts. You're talking to somebody who done hovered around all three cities for a majority of the time of their life, and that you probably could pull that information on CNN quicker than anywhere, King.
Okay, the NBA league offers continues to increase in racial diversity. This is according to ESPN, with more than 37% of color and more than 39% of women. The latter was second only to Major League Soccer's 40%. The NBA and MLS have separated themselves from the other men's professional category. So supporters is about 37% of color and then 39% of women. That's the NBA.
I want to hear what Atlanta is, bro.
Different. Totally different.
Move the goalposts.
You want me to tell you? I mean, I looked it up.
Go ahead, tell me.
Matter of fact, they're 70% African American.
Yeah, you better believe it in Atlanta.
The last owner sold the team. You know why?
What's that?
He said he felt it was too black.
I mean, you living in Black Hollywood.
You talking about that? You talking about Kelly Loeffler?
No. Whoever was the previous one for the Hawks owner.
The Hawks. Kelly Loeffler. Yeah. Didn't she own the WNBA team in Atlanta at one point in time?
Yep. Bruce Levinson is who I'm talking about.
All right. So did you find it for the Falcons?
No, but it's gonna be the same for the sports. It's based on the demographics of the city. I can tell you that from my
You know what I'm saying?
But I can tell you that from my attendance of Falcons games, bro. It might have been 85 when I went, bro. 85 to 90.
King, it's going to be a minimum of 50.1 at a minimum. I can guarantee you that.
It's the Falcons, man. Who really cares? All right, so at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead. It's the Falcons.
Hey, so hold on, King. Before you go, you still haven't defined the masses, bro.
I did. I told you. I said it's a combination of all races. The combination of all races together. The majority of all races together, the ones that come, and those are the people that are masses that we're trying to. When we break down TV ratings, right? When you break down the TV ratings, they have the numbers that you get with the TV ratings. Who watched what? Who had eyeballs on what? Then they break it down to demographics of what race and different, what ethnicity, blah 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 blah, right? But at the end of the day, when you put the numbers as one big pie. Right, you put the numbers in one big pie. The masses is okay. Out of everything, who's watching? How many people are watching it? How many got their eyeballs on it? The NFL had 200 million in Super Bowl this year. That would be considered the masses watch the game. And it matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, we were part of the masses. What I'm saying is the masses is not watching WNBA. Would y'all agree?
I look more at the trajectory.
Why y'all emotional? It's emotional because y'all would have been if you wasn't emotional.
No, bro. I
definitely agree.
The historical data shows they haven't had the rating, but what does the trajectory say right now?
The trajectory say they've grown. They're growing. Slowly but surely.
ahead
So
and
are they
right
going
direction.
down or going up? Growing doesn't mean going down, does it?
They're going up. They're going up in viewership.
Okay.
That's good.
To me.
And largely because of Caitlin Clark Kent. That's what y'all guys. Y'all not listening to me. Y'all not listening to me. I'm trying to put y'all on game. Y'all not listening to me. I told y'all last year.
That's just subjective. You know me. I usually don't chime in until I feel like your personal brand could be at stake, and you're missing the opportunity of people who could come to your brand,
Right.
but they be opposed to your brand because of contrarianism.
But it's not. But see, this is the thing. It's not a contrarian to be. Oh, I'm being a contrarian. It's a contrarian because that's what I actually believe. I'm consistent. How many times? Wait a minute, Bo, Shannon. How many years have I been spitting this off? At least 2, right? About Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. At least 2. Would you guys agree? At least 2.
I've been paying attention to 1 year of it, to be honest to you.
Me too. Since the last championship,
I pull receipts. At least 2. Because
now I'm not saying you haven't. I'm not saying you haven't, but I'm just saying what I've seen.
So. And it hadn't changed. You know what I'm saying? It had to change, or had it gotten more like, oh, he really doubling down. It hadn't changed. It's not a contrarian thought process. I fundamentally have a fundamental difference of opinion of who I think is marketable, who I think is brand worthy, who I think that the masses will accept as brand worthy, and then who I think who is niche. Somebody that could be marketable to a certain demographic. Could be African American, could be women, could be men, or whatever.
Are they masses on that side of the fence though?
I mean, yeah, it's numbers on both sides, not as much.
But are there masses within those demographics?
All right, let me ask you this: Do you think that? I don't think. Let me be honest. Even with Caitlin Clark, I don't think she has the ability to catch up with a LeBron and the masses when it comes to popularity amongst the masses with LeBron James. I don't think that's possible. Definitely not of a Jordan or a Kobe. Kobe doggone got a rape allegation. So I don't think that's possible. Not at this current.
I'm not going to say it's possible. I mean, not possible. I mean, they're still in the infancy of their professional career.
I mean,
so
if they get to if her numbers continue to increase and she raking the championships, then she may not catch them, but she could get close to it.
I think she would get close for. You're right. Now just saying that, I did think about my brand. I did think about my brand, nigga. I was about to go crazy. But you're right, bro. You're right. I think she could get close. I just don't see.
I mean, anything's possible. Like, who would have thought LeBron would have came close to Jordan? And then Jordan's legacy didn't really take off until he retired. So who knows what LeBron's legacy is going to do when he hangs.
Nobody for 20 years, nobody never thought that Kareem's record would have been broken for the most points scored.
Well, Twitter's going crazy right now. Y'all got me talking crazy, and all these people watching on Twitter, man. Y'all got me out here bad.
Now tell us what they say. Who do they agree with?
No, what they say?
Y'all got me out there looking bad. Twitter's out here going crazy.
Read some comments.
I can't see them for some reason. No. Seriously.
Hey, Bo, it sounds like the masses agree with us, Bo.
I ain't kidding, man.
No. My comments only show. My comments only. I'll show it to you. I'll show you my comments. My comments only show Facebook and YouTube. So I can't. I don't have any. I don't have anyone from Twitter.
You have a multi-screen setup, dual screen setup.
Yeah.
Pull up your other platform next time, and then just have them so you can see the live feed.
So I don't know, man. I think you guys at closing, y'all think Adrian. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all want to know another thing I think? Yeah, I might as well go ahead and just tell y'all completely how I feel about the situation since y'all already got me out here looking crazy. I don't think Angel Reese's game resonates to be have that popularity. I think she's going to be about 16, 17, maybe 10 rebounds, maybe 8, 9 rebounds, maybe 3, 4 assists. I don't think her stats are going to be that to get her in a position where people being like, oh, wow, Angel Reese.
Stats really don't define. What is her impact on the game?
Okay. And my other thing too, what stats do you need to have that type of clout to where you think she's gonna get to or where she can't get to?
Audra Wilson stats.
Wait a minute, you don't even know Audra Wilson.
I'm saying that list.
Wait a minute, you're the same guy that said Audra Wilson is not marketable.
Familiarize, that list you just familiarized me with, that list you just wrote off. And she does that, she may. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see Angel. I told you I stand by what I say.
Well, you gotta.
I see Angel Reese
No,
being
bro.
hip hop Atlanta, hip hop Baltimore. Next 4 or 5 years.
But
Hey, I'm gonna say
that's
I'm gonna
sir.
say the same. I'm gonna say the same thing that
about
I've
4
been
5
saying for the
years, man.
longest.
4
Hey,
5 years. Hip
she's
hop
still
Atlanta.
a kid. She has an opportunity to develop. People change as they get older. You never know how she's gonna turn out. You
I'm
never
praying
know.
for her.
It could be for the worst. It could be for the best, or she could stay who she is. But at least let's see how she develops. And
I'm
you never
praying.
know. And you never
Now,
know.
wisdom.
Anything can happen.
Great point, but wisdom comes with age, brother. Maturation.
I'm
So as
praying
she
for her.
gets older, she'll wise up. And then going back to stats, those are vanity metrics, bro.
I'm
Like
praying for her.
is she the best at what she does?
No.
She led the team in rebounds the other night. First game.
No.
Is she the best at what she does for that team?
She plays for the Fever. Fever was like one of the worst teams.
But I ain't actually that. I'm saying is she the best at what she does for the
Oh,
team?
you talking about Caitlin Clark?
Reese. I'm talking about Angel Reese.
I'm gonna say no, not even. Cardozo didn't play. They got Cardozo coming off the bench. I was like, why is that? Cardozo coming off the bench, but Cardozo.
See, everything is wild when it comes to Angel Reese. So why is that?
No. I say I don't care about Angel Reese starting. I want to know why Cardozo's coming off the bench. I said, listen, Bo.
But if they play similar positions,
well, remember
King. Remember I said that in the draft, Bo. Remember when y'all said that, and I said that was a bad choice, and everybody's like, "Oh, you don't just like Angel." I was like, I like Angel, I just don't like what she stands for. But I said that's a bad choice because you got two people that's gonna claw down the middle. That was a bad decision. They should have got the other girl.
What does she stand for, though? Like,
I don't like what she said. I don't like. I'm not a person. I see Angel Reese that has. You want to know the truth? This is the honest.
Yes.
Okay. And I've been spinning. I've been trying to tell you. But I'm gonna tell you how I really feel about Angel. The truth is this: I really like Angel Reese. I think Angel Reese she reminds me a lot of Lamar Jackson. Super talented, and the world is there for her, but she's not. And she may change. But she's not willing to make those sacrifices to get what she really deserves. And that's gonna be.
How do you know that, bro? You don't see her daily activities. Like we all strive to get better every day we wake up, and I'm sure she's doing the same.
Certain people
can't
have
just
can't
throw that blanket.
Hold on. But it's not just at her. We just said the same thing about Austin Reeves. We said the same thing about Austin Reeves. I said Austin Reeves is a dynamic basketball player, but Austin Reeves really, I don't know if he has the mentality to get in the gym and work on his metrics to a point where he could be a superstar. He can either be Larry Bird or he can be Haywood. He has to work on his game. He has to.
Bro, you're a former athlete, bro. I don't know no athlete just said I'm good with where I am. I don't need to practice. I don't need performance training. I don't need to get better. How do you do that, bro?
But it's a different mentality from a Shannon and a King. It's a different.
But if you didn't have the year you wanted to have the previous year, are you not going to work harder knowing you already have this?
But it's a different. It's a different mentality than LeBron and the rest of the league. LeBron spending $2 million in his body.
LeBron is a different specimen than a lot of athletes that have come through history, period. And that's more genetics.
He has a totally different mindset.
Steph Curry was amazing. Steph Curry was always a great scorer. But Steph Curry had that mindset that I'm going to be the greatest. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me personally, with everything that happened this year with Angel Reese, I called it last year, and everything that happened this year, I was like, yo, you lost focus. Everything that happened so far, I didn't even like the way she came out.
So Caitlin didn't, even though Angel them didn't win, Caitlin didn't get better this year.
Caitlin got better, man.
Okay, so how you saying you called everything as if Angel got worse than the year before and they made it to the Final Four?
I said that Caitlin was
without Angel Reese. Do they make it to the Final Four?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Definitely not.
LSU being disingenuous now, bro.
He's being unfair and not being honest.
LSU was loaded this year. LSU was loaded. They're gonna be loaded again next year. Not as much as South Carolina. Because we talked about the difference in South Carolina.
Did the game get out of hand after she got injured, or did they keep it close after she got injured?
They actually kept it close, to be honest to you. And LSU was up by 8 before she got injured.
Fly J was out there balling.
Right, but the whole vibe of the game changed after she was timid. Was she not timid after she got injured and came back? Like her whole mentality changed after her injury. And there were ebbs and flows of the game. Like Iowa went up. LSU came back and went up. Like there were ebbs and flows of the game.
If you say so.
I saw so.
I'm just
Bro.
saying, like, at the end of the day, man, Kaylee Clark was out there doing her thing. She took an Iowa team that had no business being there, and she took them all the way to the final and beat LSU. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. Then she took. I think they really would have. They ran out of gas against South Carolina and Dawn Staley. They ran out of gas against them, and I think Dawn Staley dodged the bullet because they ran out of gas. So I think at the end of the day, you got a player that's as dynamic as Caitlin Clark, who's already showing that she went for 18 in the first, right? Went off. And Bo keeps bringing up that one time she got crossed. Oh, she got crossed and she was on the floor. And
you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it.
What about the 5
You're saying when South Carolina lost to Iowa, that Dawn Staley team gave out the gas?
No, I think when South Carolina lost to Iowa, Caitlin Clark beat them.
Yeah, you're talking about year before last, right?
Right. Yep.
No, they didn't give out the gas. I can tell you what happened with that game.
No, I think they got a gas this year.
No, it was
South Carolina. They gave out a gas.
Oh, you talking about Iowa gave out the gas?
Yes.
I just got beat by a better all-around basketball team. That's what happened.
And a better coach.
Got beat by a better all-around basketball team. You don't think so? I can understand.
So Dawn Staley don't get credit for the
No. I agree with you, ball. They had a better. South Carolina was definitely a better basketball team. I don't know about the better coach though. I don't know about.
She made adjustments,
really?
so she make better adjustments.
You don't think Dawn Staley was a better coach with a team with a coach who had 5 new players that didn't even start on the basketball team last year, went 38-0 and won a national championship, and you don't think she's the better coach?
Nah,
man,
she made adjustments.
I think she's the better. I think she's a great recruiter.
Oh my
she's
God!
A fantastic recruiter. I think she's
okay, you still gotta coach him, King. You still gotta coach him.
I think she's a fantastic recruiter, man. She's a fantastic recruiter.
You still got to coach him.
Hey, man. Our was
bro. See that's the kind of stuff I don't like. King.
Man, I coach. Okay. I tell you what. I tell you what. Since you said that, we are about to really find out how good our women's basketball coach can coach now.
Listen,
without Caitlin Clark. We're about to find out how good she can coach.
All right. Listen. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, all right. That's what I'm trying to say. They got a young stud. Now they got a young stud coming to our close Blunder. Bluter. She got a nice young stud coming to our this year.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Coming in our
before Caitlin Clark got there, who was the Iowa women's basketball program?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody know who they were.
Then how can you not say that our basketball coach is anywhere on the same coaching level as Dawn Staley?
Because she took a team that had less talent to the
final
twice.
But you just said nobody knew who they were, King.
Wait a minute. She beat Dawn Staley last year.
Dawn Staley beat herself. I sat down and watched the entire game. Dawn Staley,
she's not a better coach. She got a coach then.
Dawn Staley sat there and told her all her guards do not shoot a jump shot, push the ball down low to Boston. Boston had one of the worst college basketball games of her career, going like 4 for 18, and they lost to Iowa by like 7 or 8 points. All Dawn Staley had to do is shoot the basketball from the perimeter. They won the game. LSU played against Iowa. LSU hit about 23s and blew them out the water. Dawn Staley.
What's the young lady they put on Caitlin this year? What's her last name? Johnson?
Yeah, the young lady from Atlanta, Raven Johnson.
That's the same young lady that Caitlin blew off because she was taking the jump shots.
The year before.
Yeah, the year before. Because she was missing so many jump shots, Caitlin blew her off.
Yeah, on the basketball court, Caitlin Clark waved her off and said, "I'm not worried about you. You ain't finna hit it."
She's 1 for 10. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
she ain't hit nothing this year, but her defense was the equalizer.
Yeah, she scored. Well, I'm gonna say this: she was 1 for 10. She was 1 for 10 shooting, but she picked Caitlin Clark pockets about 3 times in that game.
Hey, shit, that will make you laugh. If you know basketball, you know Caitlin ran out of gas. Caitlin ran out of gas. Man, I don't know what you guys talking about. Caitlin ran out of gas. She got tired.
She picked the last game of the season, run out of gas. She been conditioned all year, bro.
Wait. Listen, she had played 40 minutes since the Sweet 16, and y'all know the last week you playing twice in 1 weekend. So she ran out of gas.
What quarter did she? When did she run out of gas?
Hey, she had 18 points in the first quarter. What did they do differently?
When did she run out of gas?
No, they did not. No, they didn't.
When did she run out of gas?
They put Johnson on her, bro. They put Johnson on her.
She was on
the whole time.
She ran out of gas.
All the thing she did was they stopped switching. They did stop switching, but she was on it the whole time. Go watch.
I don't think she ran out of gas. I think running out of gas is an excuse. I think quarter 2, 3, and 4. I think she was off the mark. I don't think she ran out of
Her legs
gas.
is gone. Her legs are gone.
In the second quarter.
Yeah, she was out.
Oh
She
my
was
God, King! Come
Bo,
on,
it happened
man.
2
Not in the second quarter,
Bo,
bro. Come on,
it
let's be
happened
realistic now.
Hold
In the
on,
second quarter.
It happened 2 years
In the second quarter.
Happened 2 years in a row.
Oh my God, you're not talking logical.
How am I not talking logical? Okay,
In the second quarter, you ran out of gas.
Let me ask you a question. Question. If Caitlin Clark's not on Iowa, does Iowa make it to the Final Four? Does Iowa make it to the Sweet 16?
Might not even make it to the tournament.
Okay, all right. So now, all right, they're not even there. So this is who we talking about right now. This is what Caitlin Clark scored 30. I told my wife, we were sitting there, I said she got to go for 40, 45. I said, I don't know if she got enough in the tank to go for 45. She don't have to. Y'all forget, South Carolina cakewalk this semifinal game. I was in a battle with LSU, right? So at the end of the year, South Carolina goes what, 12D, 13D? She should. Y'all know I don't get. I told you this is why I don't get Dawn Staley. This is why I love Dawn Staley. I think she's a fantastic recruiter. My perception changed a little bit with her comments about the LGBTQI. That kind of was, I don't know. I'm kind of changing my thought process on that. When she said that, I kind of had to. I ain't like that at all. But she's a great recruiter. The young ladies love playing for her. They love her, right? That's great. X's and O's wise, she's not Gina Ariel. She's not. I wouldn't say she's Lisa Blunder. Lisa Blunder outcoached her. You just said, bro, she outcoached her last year.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I felt like I'm not gonna say she outcoached her. I'm gonna say that Dawn Staley went in with the wrong game plan. That's how I feel. But I will say this: if you're a coach and you go in with the wrong game plan, you defeated yourself. You didn't get outcoached.
Okay. All right.
Because you can have, let's just say this, sometimes the best team doesn't always win, and there's a multitude of reasons why.
All right.
And sometimes it has nothing to do with talent out there on the field, court, or wherever they're playing on surface.
All right, let me ask you a question. This is gonna we gotta get ready to go. Let me ask you a question. Did LSU coach, what's the country girl name? I got to think of
Kim
Malarkey. Who coached like Malarkey. She did she get our coach?
Which year?
This year.
No, I think they win the game if Angel Reese don't get hurt. I mean, we've been talking about that all night. They was up 8 when she got injured.
Now this I would tell y'all. She didn't make this. I think she did. I think she got a coach. I was sitting there screaming. I was like, man, you gotta trap the ball out of Angel Reese's hand, or put somebody athletic on Angel Reese, because all she's doing is to the little white girls is they just run a screen, high screen and roll, let her screen to the left, and she's shooting threes. That's her comfort zone. She never changed that. She never made the adjustments. That's coaching. As soon as Ariama got in the game, guess what the first thing Ariama did? They trapped her coming off the screening roll and made Angel Reese go right. It made it a tougher game for her. That's coaching. We can't
say they did that to Caitlin in the second half. They left the right side open for her.
I mean, you got to think about it.
We can't sit here early in the show and talk about Darvin Ham and his lack of X's and O's. The players was literally they got bad at
right.
What's the name? What's your boy name? Shannon. AD got up and said, "Man, we didn't know what we was doing. We didn't know what we was doing. Everybody got bad at him." And Darvin Ham had to be like, "Man, they knew what they was doing." He was like, "Man, we didn't know what we was doing. We didn't know what we was doing." That's coaching. They had no idea. They was coming out of Denver was coming out of timeouts and running plays and getting a wide open shot.
So there you have it. There's your point. Sometimes a coach can undermine himself and not go in with a strategic game plan, especially if he think he's going in with one, but misses the mark on one. A coach can lose the game for the team. That's how done.
That's been our coach. That's been our coach.
And you got to think about LeBron.
To me, that's not being outcoached. To me, that's being not smart enough to know what you need to win with against the matchup versus the other team. I think that's coaching defeating themselves.
Not only that, you got to think about LeBron's track record. He's known to blow off coaching and call his own plays. Like, I'm a Lakers fan, I'm a LeBron fan, but my biggest gripe is the isolation of running out the shot clock and then not giving the rest of the team time enough to focus on the shot. That's my biggest gripe with him. That's not coaching. That's on LeBron. They're not moving plays. Darvin Ham can call a play, but LeBron is ISO back down, shoot, pass at the last minute. That's terrible to me.
Have y'all seen the clips where they were showing Darvin Ham in the huddle and they saw his clipboard and wasn't on the clipboard? And he wasn't drawing anything up on the clipboard. Y'all saw those videos and when the clipboard was empty. That's coaching, guys. Coaching.
Hey, I've said it.
Dawn Staley is a great. She was a good player. She's a phenomenal recruiter.
She's a great player, bro.
She's a phenomenal recruiter.
She's a great coach too, King. She's not perfect. She made a mistake against Iowa last year in that semifinal game, and she redeemed herself and came back and won a national championship with 5 new starters. I don't think there's another coach in college history of college women's basketball who has ever done anything like that.
Them girls ran out of steam. They ran out.
Dawn Staley will be studied on and off the court.
So you know what, Shannon? If Iowa ran out of steam, so did the 37 others that they played the whole year.
They ran out of gas.
Big facts. Exactly. Great point. Great point.
We got.
Oh my goodness!
And this is another reason why Caitlin Clark is more.
LSU ran out of steam.
No, LSU got beat, man. They got beat. They talked all that noise. They went in with all that vibrato. They put the crown on the chair and got beat. They got beat. They got outplayed. They got beat. Stop throwing excuses. I'm saying Iowa ran out of gas against a team that was deeper.
So LSU doesn't get that benefit of the doubt. They didn't get that benefit.
But wait, Iowa got beat too, though. Iowa got beat.
Yeah, they got beat. They really did.
So they got beat. So I'm not saying that. I ain't saying Iowa's the champion. I'm just saying that, hey, I don't see Dawn Staley making like these great coaching decisions and great coaching moves for South Carolina to win. South Carolina was deeper. They had a better team. All the things South Carolina was favorite to win. They won the game.
Since Dawn Staley has been the coach of South Carolina, who's been in more contention for the Final Four or national championship since she's been there? Between her and Iowa, and between her and the other coaches in the country, besides Gino.
Well, between her and Iowa, I think they're about the same. But
no, bro.
Dallas has what, 3 championships? She has 3.
Yeah, she has 3, and they probably would have had 4 if it wasn't for that COVID year. No, the COVID year. The COVID year. Right. They were better that COVID year in 2020. They were better than the team in 2017 that won it with Aja Wilson.
And then Iowa last year. Don't forget that Iowa last year.
If I'm not mistaken, the year when 2020 hit with the COVID, I think South Carolina, it was undefeated before they ended the basketball season.
Yeah, y'all forget that 41 for Caitlin last year in the semifinals, but that's neither here nor there. So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this about Dawn Staley. And not just about Dawn Staley. I'm gonna say this about all basketball coaches around the world. If you got a basketball coach and you've got a basketball team that are winners, and the coach is on the sideline and he really don't talk or move that much, then that means he's working hard preparing them at practice coaching. And Dawn Staley does that. You don't see her do a lot of talking. Dawn Staley is quiet. She talks a lot at practice, and that's coaching.
Great point.
Hey man, listen.
Those are facts.
Caitlin Clark doesn't run out of gas. They beat South Carolina by 10 points. She runs out of gas. They couldn't stop her. They couldn't stop her. She just
you gotta be talking about a video game.
No. If Caitlin Clark keep hitting, they beat South Carolina by 10 points. Caitlin Clark had a horrible second half. I don't know what you guys are talking about, and it wasn't like they blew out. South Carolina blew them out.
Don't give South Carolina no credit.
Raven Johnson defended her well.
I don't get. You know why I give South Carolina credit? They were the better team. They supposed to won. They supposed to have blown Iowa out.
So why are you saying she ran out of gas? Like if she was had a full tank for the second half, she
was defended well.
Hey, she had a full tank second half. Iowa wins by 10. That's my That's my feeling. Because I saw that first.
So in other words, South Carolina would have ran out of gas, but she
no. I just said she would have beat them. South Carolina goes 15 deep, go 12, 13 deep.
I don't think they wins that. I don't think they win the game if she stays. If she doesn't shoot bad. I don't think Cardoso let them win. I don't think Cardoso let them lose that game. Cardoso had her way on the block.
Bo, you guys let y'all.
They were too big.
Y'all let y'all biases. Y'all let y'all biases denounce how great Caitlin Clark is. Your biases denounce how great she is.
Look, man, she's a phenomenal basketball player. I just think you're overexerting her. That's what I feel.
Yes. I think you sound like the national media, bro.
Yeah.
Is it? Wait a minute. If it's true, it's true.
She has several flaws and so do every basketball player out there.
Right.
And she's a phenomenal talent. She is marketable, but at the end of the day, she was the best college basketball player in college basketball for the women. She did not play on the best team. So stop making excuses saying that she gave out a gas. Raven Johnson defended her very well.
She went for 30.
Hey, you know who he sound like, Bo? He sounds like Gil.
Hold on. I sound like who?
Did you see that interview? He sounds like Gail King.
Oh, you know what, Shannon? You know what? I'm glad you said that last week. Last week, Shannon, I asked him about that question with Gail talking to South Carolina head coach. What's her name again? The young lady from South Carolina, Dawn Stater. I asked King about that, how he felt about that. King, tell us how you felt about that.
How I felt about what?
The question with Gail, the question with Gail King to Dawn. You know, we were going for Caitlin an hour, and you broke our hearts.
Broke our hearts. Who
was we? About that?
The masses. It was the masses, man. The masses. The masses is going for. All right, my question is this, and I talked about it last time. Oh man, you gonna get so mad at me, Shannon. I hate to say it. I don't like saying it with Shannon on Bo because that's my brother, right? That's my team brother. That's my big brother. All right, but at the end of the day, man, the reverse racism towards Caitlin Clark got to stop, man. It got to stop. Like, it's a lot of people.
It's not time to go, bro.
Hey, it's a lot of people that's hating on Caitlin Clark because of the color of her skin, and that's wrong.
Hey, I got a question.
Caitlin Clark was a sister. Y'all will be singing. If Caitlin Clark was a sister, let's be honest. A lot of y'all will be. I'm not saying you guys in general. I'm saying a lot of guys will be singing Caitlin Clark's praises if she was a sister. But because she's a white.
I'm a fan of Caitlin. I'm a fan of her.
I am too. I am too, but I just think that you just overexert her to the masses. All right, King, I'm gonna say this right here. I'm gonna say this right here.
How do I overexert it, Bo? Explain that to me. We really got to roll.
Well, King, you got to think about it from your perspective. You've never called out for doing anything wrong. I haven't heard you call out for doing anything wrong on the court.
I just said she ran out of gas in the
That's not doing it. That's not doing anything wrong.
Yes, it is. That's preparation to me. That's getting in shape. That's getting better.
I don't think she gave out a. I don't think she gave out a gas. I think she was off the mark.
I think that's the second year she did that in the national championship game where I felt like she ran out of gas. You got to keep the gas. You go 18 in the first quarter. You got to go for 50. You got to go ahead and get it done. I hold her to that.
So South Carolina's just going to let her do that.
So have you ever seen her be disrespectful on the court?
I'm saying, have I seen Caitlin Clark be disrespectful? And then that's when we get to that subjectivity. You know what I'm saying? Subjective. I like the you can't see me. I like that you can't see me. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Now,
what about the ring me?
That was Angel Reese.
That's what I'm asking you. Is that disrespectful?
Nah, it's cool.
You sure? You sure last week you didn't say that was disrespectful?
He's only say that because I'm on here, bro. Only because I'm on here.
You sure last week you didn't say that was disrespectful? Aren't both of those hand gestures?
Wait. I this is what I said last week. I didn't like the rationale. Hold on. Both. I'm gonna tell the truth. Hang on. I'm a man of my word. I didn't like the rationale behind why Angel Reese did it. She had like she was there to avenge South Carolina because Caitlin Clark did something to her sisters, her SEC sisters, and I was doing that to avenge Caitlin Clark to do that. And I'm like, man, stop, man. That's just who you are. Like you've been.
Why is it not gamesmanship on the women's side? Why can't it be gamesmanship on the women's side?
Did I not say that last week?
I got something for that. So Ant-Man is basically told Denver that he gonna put something on them and Joker because of what they did to LeBron. So basically, he's trying to say you did my brother wrong. How you feel about that?
But hold on. He's accepting it. Like he's claiming it. He said, "Hey, this is what I'm gonna do." He said, KD, I love KD. That's my favorite player, but I'm trying to kill him.
We're talking about Denver because we're looking at Caucasian versus Black again. So let's keep it in the perspective what we're talking about.
What I'm saying is this. When Angel Reese did the ring thing, she didn't just say, "Hey man, I was putting on them girls and I just want to show up just like that." What's name say I tried to destroy it and I wanted to show them. I'm going to show them up. He's not trying to make excuses of what it is or whatever, right? He's like, "Yo, this is what it is." So to me it was a difference in the rationale of doing it.
But no, not really, because he came out and said he's gonna do Denver because Denver did LeBron and LeBron is somebody who we look up to.
I never heard.
Yeah, he's came out and said that.
What I was gonna say was I never heard Angel Reese big up anybody in the SEC until that moment. to that moment.
Bro, she
never heard
just
it.
gave
Angela
Caitlyn her flowers this year. What are you talking about?
I said the SEC to that moment when she did the ring thing. I never heard like people in the SEC, other teams in the SEC didn't like Angel Reese. They thought Angel Reese talked noise. She was disrespectful. All this stuff didn't just start with Angel Reese when she did the Caitlyn.
Well, you know who you sound like now. A lot of people are saying it.
Wait.
Everybody knows.
Wait.
Is that why you call her Angel Hood, Reese?
Hold on. Listen. Listen.
A lot of people are saying it. Everybody knows.
I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, I told y'all last year. I said, hey, because everybody started jumping. What happened was black folks got involved when they were saying there was a double standard between Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark, right? So that's what black folks started championing Angel Reese. But what I was telling y'all last year, y'all kept saying, you not being bad, you're being bad. I'm like, no, bro. I said, they've been saying this about Angel Reese. They've been saying this about her from the beginning of the season. They've been saying this about Angel Reese. This was being reported on that Angel Reese had an attitude problem, that Angel Reese was being disrespectful, and then a lot of people didn't like her in the media. They've been saying that for years about Angel. As a matter of fact, they wanted Angel Reese to leave last year, and one of the reasons why she didn't was because the media was saying that her attitude was bad.
So this basically tells me something, Shannon.
Before the Caitlyn Clark, Caitlyn Clark was her doubling down and saying, "Yeah, I am too hood." And I was like, "Why would you say that? You should have fought against it and said, nah, it ain't about putting that stereotype on me. Stop putting that stereotype on me that I'm hood. I'm just competitive. I love to play, and I'm gonna come for whoever's next. I'm gonna kill whoever's in front of me."
Bro.
Huh?
You never took a negative and turned it to a positive. It's sad.
Hey, Shannon, King. Let's end the segment on the WNBA sides to showcase Chicago. Let's move real quick to the Denver Nuggets versus Minnesota. Our last topic of the night.
Let me say this last thing. Y'all give Dell Staley all that credit, right? Y'all if you want to crown her, right? You got to. She won the championship. What I'm saying is this. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Bo last week. How many 5-star recruits did Dell Staley have? How many 5-star recruits does the college basketball team get, Shannon?
How many do they get?
How many recruits do they get? How many scholarship recruits do they get?
What's the roster? The roster is what, 13 or 15
like
players? 13 or 15.
It depends on the graduate class.
Okay. You know how many 5-stars Dawn Staley has?
She got another one coming this year.
You know how many she got, though? You know how many we got? She had 13 out of 15 scholarships, 13 with 5 stars.
Hey,
wait. See that double standard? How many did Kentucky have?
I got something for that. I got something for that. If that's the case, you can say the same thing for Nick Saban in football, and he's considered the best college football coach.
Same thing about Kentucky.
I'm going somewhere.
So, King, what's your point?
I'm about to make it. My point is this. My point is that shows how great Caitlyn Clark was. Because she didn't have any 5-stars on her team, and she took a team like Iowa to the championship 2 years in a row, basically carrying the team and carrying the load on a team, and lost to a team that's lost 3 games in the last 3 years.
Bro,
okay, Caitlyn Clark are the coach now, because you said the coach was better than Dawn Staley about 20 minutes
I think
ago.
Lisa Bloder does a better job with X's and O's.
Bro, guess what people are hearing when you say that? That means Dawn Staley has to work twice as hard to get half the credit, based on what you're saying.
No, I'm saying Dawn Staley has it. She's
Ashley
has to work twice as hard to go half as far.
Ashley Shannon, four times as hard when you deduct one player versus 4 and 5. Talking about Caitlyn Clark in a starting 5 lineup, so she had to work 4 times as hard just to get the respect, King.
Caitlyn Clark has to work 4 times as hard to win and beat South Carolina that has a team that goes 15 deep.
And vice versa for a coach who coaching against Caitlyn Clark, right?
That's Dawn's fault. That's Dawn's fault. If she got 5 stars, 1 through 10, that's her fault.
That is increasingly, substantially incorrect.
It's not. What it's saying is, I'm showing you the amount of the how hard it was for what Caitlyn Clark did last year, and how hard it was for Caitlyn Clark this year, and how much of a beast Caitlyn Clark. That's why I give her.
If you keep this up, I'm gonna get in contact with Caitlyn Clark marketing team and tell them to give you a call.
Holla at me, man. I got it.
You and Whitlock. They need to call you and Whitlock. Y'all make a double duo, boy.
Whitlock would never have the intellect and takes that I have that are so fantastic.
Yeah, but you'll make up for it though.
You know what I'm saying?
Make a good tandem.
At the end of the day, Caitlyn Clark is gonna do great things. I don't wish anything bad on Angel Reese. I hope she does. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me, guys.
Okay, well, before you go, can you post a positive about Angel
I'm
Reese
about to say
before,
it. Listen to
before
me.
the week is over? No, post it. You put a
Post
Y up today, so post
it.
something good about
On my
Angel Reese.
platform about Angel Reese.
Yes, yes. Black women are watching you.
I thought Angel Reese won. I thought Angel Reese won best dressed at the WNBA draft.
You know what? If that's all you got to say, we'll take that. All right, I'm gonna say this. Let's move on to the next segment. We got
Yeah, what's
the
the next
Denver
one?
Nuggets versus Minnesota. Right now, Denver is up. Well, Denver's losing by 15. My TV is probably a little bit slower. 6:09 in the second quarter. The
Oh
score
yeah, I
is
gotta go
43
finish
to
that.
28. Hey, if Minnesota wins this one, guys, they're going home up 2-0 with an opportunity to sweep the Denver Nuggets, the reigning NBA champion. What's the issue with Denver? Why can't they get over the hump with Minnesota? What do you think it is, Shannon?
17 points.
To me, NBA is about matchups, and sometimes those matchups don't run well with you. Like if you look at how Denver played the Lakers had their number through 3/4 of every game. 1/4 has been the difference of every game they played this last series. Minnesota, they're going to keep their foot on the gas because they have the horses to keep running that way. So it comes down to the matchup. I mean, if Murray and Yoke are awash with Minnesota stars, and then it comes down to those the other three, and then the bench. But Ant-Man, if he wins this, he becomes the new face of the league.
I think I called that.
Most definitely. King, what's your thought?
I think I called. I said Ant-Man was a new man face of the year. Y'all said he did in a couple of years. At the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, you can never count the Nuggets out. They're the champions. You know, they're a good team. They're the champions. Jokic is a beast. Murray is. I mean, he's an assassin when it comes to the fourth quarter. He's an assassin. Porter Jr. has been lights out. I think he's struggling this game though, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's not having a great game tonight. I don't think. But I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be I actually said that I think Minnesota was going to win this series because they have two big guys that can neutralize Jokic and really put pressure on him and really put a body on. Oh, they up by 18 now. Really put a body up on him and can kind of beat him up. And I think that's what happened with the Lakers. Like they had that size to rock with him and sit there and get him. Now you know they thought about getting Dwight Howard and putting Dwight Howard to guard him. Pause.
I know where you're going, but I'm there with you, bro.
Leave that one alone.
Yeah, he has my last namesake, so leave that one alone,
Okay,
bro.
wow. But they didn't want to do it. Understandable. You know, a lot of baggage came with them. That's hilarious. At the end of the day, though, but I think this is the Denver is showing what we said before. These young guys are hungry, man, and they're not scared. They tried to. I saw the reporter. I saw Ant-Man kind of get a little attitude. Who was with it? Scott Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt was interviewing Ant-Man after they had beaten Phoenix one game, and he asked them, "Man, you guys aren't supposed to be winning. There's a pressure going on." And Ant-Man got mad, and he cussed. If you watch him, he kind of cussed him about this. Like we don't know. He said we're too young to know better. We too young to know better. We don't even want. He didn't even want that type of thought going through his mind at this point in time. And I think that's what's dangerous about them. They're not scared up by 19 with 2 minutes to halftime. They're not scared. And with 4 minutes to halftime, they're not scared, and they got a mentality that they ain't worried about you guys. They're going for your neck.
Yeah, I haven't seen the updates. So is Murray still hurt? Because he was favoring that leg last series.
He was a little.
No, he's been out there on the court.
Right, but is he like 100% though? Like he beat
That's a
the
good
Lakers
question.
on one leg.
That's a good question because he had a calf injury. You're right. He has been injured. He's been lingering a little bit. But
Caldwell Pope has been hurt.
We go to stats. If you're not watching the game right now, the big player for Minnesota, and this is nothing. Minnesota got some young guys down low and up top. Karl Anthony Towns right now is balling out 8 for 11, 2 for 3 for 3 points with 20 points, 5 rebounds and an assist. Ant-Man has 7 points and 2 assists. And then Naz Reid, who played phenomenal last game, who went crazy last game, he has 9 points. He's still continuing bringing it on 3 for 3 for 3 points, 3 for 4 from the game. And that's what's going on. And then if you look at the Nuggets, On the Nuggets end, you have Aaron Gordon. He's come back and having a pretty good game, 15 points. Nobody else is They got
Yeah.
Jokic at 6 points,
If,
6 assists, and
if
3
Aaron
rebounds.
Gordon is the leading scorer for Denver, they're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
Serious trouble. What are the percentages for Joker? What's his shot attempts versus misses and hits?
All right, Joker is shooting right now. He's 3 for 5. He has 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. 0 for 1 from
Not a lot. Not a lot of attempts.
They shutting Jamal Murray down. Jamal Murray is
And then, Bo, see, that's what I was talking about. But when it comes to matchup, Joker has to extend a lot of energy on the defensive end with the big cat. And that's a total different player than AD. AD is more finesse, but the big cat, he going to match your energy with that girth.
And then on top of that, when the Joker gets the ball on offense, Big Cat will come out the game, and then they'll put Rudy Gobert in there to guard the Joker. And Rudy Gobert is standing 7'1". He's actually taller than the Joker.
That was wild, man.
I used the wrong term.
That was wow. Minnesota's up 50-30. So who y'all got winning the series? Who y'all got winning the series?
I got Minnesota winning it.
I got Minnesota, but we can't count out Denver. They have the most double-digit comebacks within a game than any team in the league.
I'll say Minnesota 4-2 and 6, and that's being lenient with Denver.
Yeah, that's generous.
Minnesota is not up by 22 points with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Listen, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight, for being a part. We want to thank our special guest, my big brother. I've been trying to get him on. Y'all don't know. I've been trying. He be curving me because he don't like what I say sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm the younger brother. I'm supposed to say something crazy. I'm supposed to be on the pocket.
Yeah.
I'm the baby. I'm the baby.
Hey, Shannon, it's nice meeting you, brother, man. I done been to what is it, Glenville, Georgia, right?
Yeah, Glenville.
That's Tatnall County, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I done been down there a few times, man.
Yeah, home of the sweet onions, bro.
That's right. Hey, they got some pretty good corn patches down there too, man.
Oh yeah. Agriculture is where it's at. Sharp boys and me. I always tell people I'm the second most famous Shannon from Glenville, Georgia.
I believe
that. That's all good, man. If I ever come down that way, man, again, man, I'll try to reach out to you, brother.
Well, I actually live in Glenville, so Jacksonville. I reside in Jacksonville.
In Duval.
Okay, that's right. You down in the FLA. All right, cool.
Yes,
how your Jaguars do? Did you like what the Jaguars did in the draft this year?
Man, I'm a Falcons fan unless the Jaguars are winning. So.
Oh man, that's gonna be an issue, definitely.
I'm one of those tweeners, bro.
Falcons.
One of those tweeners.
Not the smartest fans in the world, but people.
Yeah, I cheer for the resident team because I live here. My wife is from Jacksonville, so I cheer for them. But if the Falcons are up, I'm up with them. So that's all I take.
All right, so how you feel about the Michael Penix and the situation with them and Kirk Cousins?
Willie Beamer and what was buddy's name on? Can you give me something? That's the exact scenario I see in my head. So Kirk Cousins, he has to hold it up, or else the fans are gonna get restless.
Yep, the whisper's gonna come out.
I think Fortnite had it in. I think that really was the plan. I think Fortnite. You got a black GM, you got a black head coach, you got a black quarterback. I think everything is blacker than.
Yeah, but they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball when they had Matt Ryan. And they could have got drafted Fields that same year. They didn't draft
the same
Fields.
way.
Right.
I felt the
and
same
they
way.
traded Matt Ryan the very next year. Like that was
I felt the same way. They should have did that with Fields. Brought him in up under Matt Ryan for 1 year.
So you don't think they wasted the draft pick on Penix? You don't think they wasted one? I don't think it's wasted.
It's hard to say because I like Michael Penix, but there were so many more glaring needs than a QB. And then you don't sign a QB to that type of contract and then draft the QB right behind him. Like you can get depth at QB with backups just bringing somebody in.
At the very least, he's an insurance policy. He's a high pick insurance policy. Kirk Cousins coming off of an injury. He's 35 years old. If he goes out there, he gets hurt again. If he gets hurt again, then, hey, it seems like it's a perfect thought process. But if something happens and Cousins go out there and have a phenomenal year, Then, you got to look to start Cousins in year 2. Then at the point in time, you'll say Penix is about to be sitting down for 2 years. And then you get the pondering and say, is he going to be trade bait? So there's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of it depends on how Kirk Cousins' health is going to be and how he performs.
But y'all know how I feel about it. Y'all know how I feel about it. It's a
but as a teammate, I would be upset as a teammate, bro, because I'm like, man, my contract is for this year. I'm not looking down the road. So that pick tells me y'all are looking down the road instead of getting over the hump this year.
And then on top of that, I think the biggest issue with Atlanta is they overpaid Cousins. If you're going to bring in another quarterback right behind him, you don't give him $100 million guaranteed. King, I'm sorry. What's your thought, King? What's your thought?
Who cares, man? It's the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? Like, we even talking about the Falcons. Okay. Listen, we thank everybody for coming on. I thought I'd let y'all have that. Y'all can't cut me off. Thank you so much, Shannon, for coming on, brother. Man, anytime, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you want to come on and jump on, anytime you want to come and beat up your little brother, man, pause. Come on up, man. We appreciate you. We really appreciate you. But go ahead. Finish it out.
King, why do I feel like me, Shannon, and Benny always have the same thought process when it comes to being on the show?
What's that?
Me, Shannon, and Benny, we always have the same realm. All of us seems to agree, and you always seems to disagree. Why is that so?
Because y'all old. Like, I'm the baby.
Man.
I'm the baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm the baby. Like, I'm the contrarian. And I told Shannon today, it's about the new black man, the young black man that's wherewithal. We think differently. We look at stuff in a different perspective. We've seen that you guys have had all these years to get it right, and y'all just, I don't know what y'all was doing. Now we say, hey, give us our chance. Let us try our way. Let's try something different. And we could be wrong. I could be totally wrong in my thought process. Let's try something different.
Turn off Whitlock. Turn off Skip Bayless. I
don't listen to either one. I've not listened to Whitlock in 2 years, and I don't listen to Skip Bayless as much. What I'm saying is, since Shannon been out. But what I'll say this though, something I do think Whitlock tries to get under people's skin sometimes, and sometimes I say stuff to have a conversation, right? But then there's certain things that I remotely and really, really just think and disagree with. I'm more of a I tell you all the time, I'm an independent that leads conservative. So if you're coming in, you're talking a lot of liberal stuff, and I'm saying, well, where has that helped us over the years? I'm studying now, going back and restudying the Black Wall Street, right? And Black Wall Street kind of deals in something that Shannon talks about, which is building within our community and being able to make concessions and payments through the community. But then one thing I saw was one of the founders of Black Wall Street, was it Daniels? One of the founders of Black Wall Street, he had where he could get money from banks outside from white banks. And then what he did in order to get, what he did was he got the loans. They would get the loans. Him and the other partners that could get loans from white banks that would loan them money, they would go and then give those money to. They would go and then loan that money to those who white banks wouldn't loan the money to, right? And that's how the community grew. So it's still, you had to have, and the reason why they ended up bombing them, if I'm not mistaken, was because they started developing an export and import with other countries. That's why the depression and repression wasn't affecting Black Wall Street like it was affected, because they had developed a community, but then they also had developed relationship with other countries, exports and imports with other countries. So what that shows me is, yes, we got to work within each other, we got to work, but we can't be not open to partnering with different people outside of our situation. We cannot be closed-minded to say, hey, I got a partnership with the Jewish person or the white person. I don't agree with Kanye with that. I believe that, hey, if their partnership, if it's righteous and it's right, make the partnership, because guess what? Now I can devy that partnership with the rest of my community. That's the way we're thinking black, and it niches us. And our perspective is like, okay, well, wait a minute. Where's black getting it from? Because if I go to you and you ain't got no money, I go to you and you ain't got no money, I can't get a loan for you, where are we going to get the money from? So,
well, I think.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's more about just black. I'm more of equity, equal, fairness. If I have the same qualifications as my counterpart, I get disqualified and they get approved. That's when the disparities come in. It's not about black. But if the black are the ones being disqualified on the same opportunities our counterparts are, we got to continue to uplift black and not post things like why.
No, I agree with you, but this is the thing. Go ahead, Bo. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, I'm all about having your own business to the point where it doesn't matter what color, creed, or race is out there. You create your own business for a need for everybody to need you based on that expectation. It doesn't have to do anything about the color of your skin. So if you create a need, it doesn't matter who it is, they're gonna come by.
Yeah. I mean, if it's solution based, then people are going to come get it because they have a problem you can solve. But also, you got to look at that creating part. If you don't get the capital to create, but the counterparts get it, you don't get the contract to create, then the counterparts get it. Then it makes it tougher for us to run. They have a head start on us. We're still at the starting blocks.
See, King, what I normally do, I produce my own money. Like you mentioned, you said I'm gonna lose money. Man, I got too much money in too many different buckets to lose money, bro. I'm a money creator, bro. I understand the financial wealth system just as well. I'll give you guys a prime example. When about 10 years ago, what I started doing, I started buying a Forbes book every month, a Forbes 500 book every single month to learn about stocks, interests, IRAs. You got two different types of IRAs. Well, three different actually. You got your Roth IRA, you got your traditional IRA, and you also got your precious metals IRA. So it all depends on how you decide to use that. And not only that, you got your 403B for your kids if you want to send them to college, and you got your 401k. I'll tell anybody, it doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how much you save. And that's what makes you who you are. And money is clout. If you can gain your clout through your own finances, sometimes you don't need a bank. Sometimes you can finance it yourself. That's what I'm doing. I got a 5-year plan out there. Get ready for Brown Freight Services. It is on the way in 5 years.
Let's go.
Financed by me. I don't need a bank.
You're right, but we all need, even I need consumers for my business. And if they're not in a financial situation to purchase the services I have, then my business is hindered. I may be straight, got my stuff together, but I still need those consumers to be able to afford what I do. Same thing with you. And we need more people like you to teach those financial literacies. And like you talked about IRAs, like self-serving IRAs, that's something I came across the last several years, where you take IRAs and put it into real estate. You don't gain the money back right then, but it goes back to that IRA, and then it builds up over time.
And see,
man, I go ahead, Ken, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, see, this is the dialogue that I want to have. And if everybody's looking the same way and looking at it from the same perspective, great minds can't come together respectfully and sit there and say, hey, I may not agree with that. I may agree with that. That may be good. Oh, that might be just bull crap. I have no agreements with that, but I'm willing to listen and hear you out. That's what I'm about. I'm about creating those platforms and creating that thing so we can have the dialogue and show not that we're a monolith, we have polytheistic ideas, but when we come together as a monolith, we've gotten the best of the ideas and it's not the worst of the ideas. That's what the platform is for. That's why we're developing the Your Network. That's why we're developing those things so we can have those platforms. So different people with different ideas, different walks of life, different thoughts, different thought processes can all have I hate using the word safe place because it's kind of been weaponized, but they all can have an opportunity to share those ideas, and then we can make a decisive and best idea for our people to say, okay, this is what we need to do. Or we can just be like, hey, I don't want to be a part of it. I'm good. I'm by myself. Right?
And one of the major factors about owning your own business doesn't matter who you are or what type of business you own. You've got to be able to continually improve it. That is a key point in business. Once you get it, continually improve it, and then you'll grow from there on.
Hey, Shannon, I thank you for staying, man. It's 11 o'clock. Give me a quick, tell us when they can see the show, when they come on, and give me your last word. I know he's about to say something. I'll cut you off, but give me your last word.
I was going to say to echo or tag along what Bo just said, pray, plan, execute. Pray, plan, execute.
Good stuff.
The information does us no good if we don't have the application and execution with it. So, but once again, thank you guys for having me on. Enjoyed it. You know, King, we always go back and forth. Like our group chat can be a session by itself or a segment by itself. But you can reach me and my guys at the Corner Store Podcast on the Corner Store Facebook page, also on YouTube and Spotify. And we air live, kind of like you do, where we don't chop it up and edit it and all of that. But we are aired live every other Thursday. So we'll be on this Thursday. And our show is more about politics, trending topics, current events, and we also touch on sports and anything that's going on in social media.
What time is that Thursday? What time again?
9 o'clock.
All right, Thursday at 9. Make sure y'all get there. Y'all get on that. Y'all check it out. All the supports, y'all go out there and support my man. the Corner Store podcast Thursday at 9 p.m. Listen, man, we appreciate you so much for coming on, Doctor. Once again, we appreciate you. I'm proud, man. Listen, as my big brother, man, I'm proud of everything that you got going on with Run 24. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I see what you're doing with the podcast and what we're doing here, man. So I just really, really want to say I appreciate you, man, and keep doing it. Man, we want to give you a flowers while you're still doing what you're doing, man, and really say, man, keep doing it, man. Keep going strong. We not gonna always agree, but that don't mean that I don't have love for you, that you still ain't my brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
likewise. The feeling is mutual, bro. And I once again I salute you guys, give you your flowers, because I started with you guys when you were doing the Facebook Live, and then upgraded the platform. And we talked about earlier about waking up, getting better each day. And man, what you guys have going on, you can dang on reverse it and teach other people. Because I'm going to tap in to see how you guys have gotten this quality so good. I know you use Ecamm and we use StreamYard, but man, your platform and the quality of the look is second to none right now, bro. I love it.
I appreciate it. Well, we use StreamYard too, so don't get it twisted. We use StreamYard also, so you know we're familiar with both of those, man. We appreciate you guys and we thank you for what you're doing. And you guys, hey, Bo, last words. I want Shannon to leave me with his catchphrase that he leave with me every time. You gotta leave me with that today. You got any last words, Bo?
Shannon, last words, man, brother. Nice meeting you, man, and we appreciate having you on the show, man. Great topics tonight and great insight from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the King Bo Show, man. Feel free to come back anytime, man. It was a pleasure rapping with you, brother. Nice to meet you as well. King, great show on your behalf as well. Good insight, great introspectives. All around good show. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy y'all week and be safe out there. I'm out.
Go ahead. Anyway, Shannon, tell me you got to do what?
Protect your brand, brother.
Always protect your brand. Hey, y'all be blessed. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be out. Peace.
Peace.
Man.
Everybody talking about us. BRG walk on the God we trust. As long as our names is in the book, we good. Show me the list. Everybody talking about they the best. We the best, yes. Everybody talking about us. BRG walk on the God we trust. As long as our names is in the book, we good.